All right, everyone. Welcome back to DPL Winter Open Part 2. We are here ready to watch an amazing game of due process. I am Zombie Bacon. I am here with Zach. Zach, how you doing?
Oh, not too shabby. Ready to see this game between Global Breakout and Base Department.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's going to be a good one. We're going to quickly throw it over to the bracket here pretty soon so we can just see the journey that these two teams took to get to the grand finals here. So, right here, we see the base department and global breakout were the first and second seeds coming out of the Swiss Open, and I mean that just tells it all. These are definitely two of the top teams. Now, last Open, TBD did have a little bit of a disappointing finish, I believe in third or fourth, but this time they both teams have just gone completely bonkers. Neither team has actually dropped a round. The one round that TBD did drop to Danger Doodles, um, actually was a forfeit because of some technical issues that the players were experiencing. So both teams in the finals have gone basically undefeated in game, and now we get to see which one will come out on top. These two teams are definitely the peak of due process at the moment, and I can't wait to see them duke it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams fighting their way to this point, showing that they've got what it takes, and it's really exciting to see.
For sure. And I mean, both teams have star studded rosters, Global Breakout being the winners of the last major. And then the base department have Kuko, who's been a long time player, along with Revenant, who, again, everyone knows Revenant from his wonderful videos, Mackie Moose, Mace, and Omerta. Mace and Omerta actually both coming from Mazer, Banditos, and Nemesis. They were on all those teams who we knew were just sort of the arch enemies of DPL for such a long time, the way they dominated the scene.
Yeah, definitely have built themselves a pretty strong team from other players for around the league that are really well known. So it's exciting to see that these two teams are kind of coming together just because Global Breakout has been pretty well known now, kind of coming on the scene from when they first started and has been really starting to get into their own.
Mhm.
Again, some really well known players themselves now, so it's cool to see that these players are now kind of clashing together.
Yeah, it is awesome. We're basically getting a DPL Frankenstein on the base department versus the I hate to say newcomers because they have definitely proven themselves, but a team
Hmm.
that essentially came up together to the
Yep.
top of the due process sphere. Now we're in the game. Here we are. Abbott Sword is our first map. We're on Kildome here. We've seen this map played earlier today. Really interesting map. So this is one of the few maps where I personally think a green take is totally doable, but what we see so many teams do is end up door charging into this castle and right into this barb that we see on the lower side here. That's super strong. Of course, we're going to see it come out. The nade is already called out. It's so strong. You have to barb that, and really, there's only two barbs on this map that are effective, and that is exactly what Global Breakout have chosen here. They've done first barb and then second barb, which you can do or can't do, really up to you. Is this one out of castle is very effective. I like that they're doing it. I think it's going to give them a better chance at winning this round. And we are getting a 4-1 push. We're going to get four members of TBD into that castle. And honestly, it's just going to be on if they win the gunfights or not. That's really what this is going to come down to. I think both teams have planned appropriately here. And it's going to be if Domzi and Saichi here are going to be able to win these fights. I like their setup, the crossfire. We don't see that from most teams. Global Breakout, though, not most teams. They are the champions.
Yeah, we're seeing that castle is going to be a kind of a linchpin because if it's not taken, Beach is going to be pretty well covered with those parapets from
Hmm.
Castle. But we see them lining up right now. It looks like it's actually a five-man straight onto Castle right now. They're putting a lot of their resources just to make sure they take this area. As Donzi starts to open fire, he is going to be pinned down in that corner, so if they can get that push on him, Sachi is going to have to give him. He throws them out a little bit short. Frey does go out, and they just drop right in on top of him. That's just what they need to be able to take this castle. Another Molly goes out to delay, but it does not do much damage. Meanwhile, that Revenant kind of moving down to that beach to secure that green door. Plebdo not looking that way might get surprised. He might get covered now that Omuerta is pushing on that green as well. As the shot rings out from Akazo, Does not get a hit. So they're. Oh, Kuko, though, taken out as
Oh,
he walks into the crossfire. Akazo takes out Maki right after as well on those parapets. They're doing work now. Revenant needs to get up there to drop some support, but Plebdo is kind of watching off on that side. Both teams kind of stalemating right now as not much utility left on attackers as both flashes go out. Mace and Omerta pushing in. Argo taking shots. They do get on bomb, but Omerta does get taken out as Revenant gets dropped in the back. It's Mace v4. Can he do it? He just needs to be able to buy some time before he gets crossed, and he's down. Wow, that went from great to just not good. Argo with that 3K too. Goodness.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and just such a solid entry here onto that castle. Just was really slowed down by that barb on that castle gate. And I mean, it came down to it was that almost simultaneous pick from Argo and Akazo that just put TBD in shock, and you could really see that losing those two players and immediately going to from a 5v4 to a 3v4 really just slowed down all the momentum that they had.
Yeah, it seems like the attackers. Well, they had some really good picks after that castle was taken. They kind of just watched the windows and dealt a lot of damage there, and thus when the attackers finally went in for that push into the jungle, they had to pipe through that double door, but it's still with the barbed wire was placed there, and they took a lot of damage making that push.
Yeah, and I mean, again, that's what it came down to, was just winning those gunfights, and TBD didn't win those gunfights that time around. Now, that was an expensive round for TBD. They lost Saber there, which is going to make taking this factory very, very hard for them. So basically, power is no longer a play, but beyond that, just having that Saber on defense is huge, particularly with how full it was. Revenant wasn't really able to get off that many shots, but we see what's going to go here. I think they're going to go green. Looks like TBD already calling out a nade for that barb, and then a full-on smoke barrage here, a trifecta, really wanting to push towards that bomb fast. Uh, that's really what you have to do here. You have such brutal choke points really coming out of this office. And knowing that there's going to be a barb here, you really don't want to push through that toxic. It's just not fun. So by smoking your exit here, 9 times out of 10, that's the wrong call. But here, to make this push work, you have to do that just to ensure your safety getting through. Also, backed up by this second smoke here. I mean, 1, 2, 3. Second smoke covers the drop down, so you can take your angles here without getting shot immediately from pipeworks here. And then this third smoke was going to essentially block off most of the angles if you have someone dropping down here from that office window. I like it, as well as they're expecting someone going to be playing on that forklift.
Yeah, somebody playing off of Bay 5, definitely. Yeah, I do like that they're going to have this. Oh, it's almost like a wall of smokes. The placement's going to be primary, but Domsey's got this barb up here, and that could prove to be a real thorn in their side, as
Mm-hmm.
well as this barb off a Toxic as well. It means that both of these entryways into here are pretty much guarded. So, I mean, and if Sachi comes up to reinforce, it's going to be a real hard time. Nobody in this green door as TV stacks up to be able to push this server farm.
TBD here does have the nade. They didn't need to use it on any green door there, so now they're going to use that nade on that office.
Yep, do get the door open with Omerta with that shotgun on factory. Grenade goes out, does clear the water. Domsey pushes in, does get the molly out, but Mace does try to push in into Argo and Domsey though. Not what we like to see right off the start here as Argo tries to lay down some additional fire. Kuko starting to line up with Maximus and Revenant as they start to push in. Flash goes out, but Domsey laying down the damage. That AKM is just putting in work. A third on Maximus. Finally, Kuko drops him as they trade more fire with Argo. It's not looking good. It seems like the defenders are just like, hey, get more picks, lay down damage, delay, delay, delay. And the attackers are kind of just getting stuck in here. They push in with the flashes now. Not much utility left. Both snipers are lined up. Akaza and Plebdo sniping just the Saber and Mop. Oh,
Oh,
and it's one for one. They both give a kill to the other sniper as Argo was laying down that defense. It all got shut down there. You didn't even make it through
that's
the
insane.
choke point.
Omerta died midair there. Omerta just He jumped out of the office window and immediately got bonked and just fell down. I mean, talk
You have
about
nowhere else to
timing.
go. There's just nowhere
Mhm.
else to go is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, while we didn't see the Swiss standings, what's important to keep in mind here is that TBD actually defeated Global Breakout in the Swiss. So they can do it, even though Global Breakout is looking on absolute superb positioning here in the first round of the grand finals. I mean, this is how you play due process. And it's really coming down to what is TBD able to do here. They're not quite finding that hole in the defense because Global Breakout is not giving them one.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That was a very solid the sniper angle once it was called. Having the mop and saber, they could literally watch both entryways into that factory, and it's just so choke ridden. There's just nothing they could
Mhm.
do. That's kind of one of those things where there needs to be a third angle onto site because if you're getting choked into only two doors, it's horrible.
Absolutely. Now, Global Breakout looking to do something really creative here. It's so looks like they're wanting to barb this red door. Now, what I'm expecting is they're debating on whether they kick this out actually, because for a second
Correct.
they did have this long angle drawn, which I really like because they have wall charge here, they have door charge, so you're really expecting this. This arcade door open could be huge if TBD doesn't see this coming. Now, I like what they were doing. For a minute, they were playing with storage. Don't like that, but alternating storefront and this arcade, you essentially cut the map off already in a huge third. Because one of the main dangers of actually pushing the storefront is this arcade door here. That's really your main threat because you're not really taking that many fights that you can't win outside of maybe back here and a few spots that have already been called out here in the storefront if you get a little too far from your door. So I really like this setup. We see Global Breakout here having played so passively with their barbs in the past, they have a ton to spend here. We're seeing a total of 5 barbs come out, 2 in storage. They're able to really kind of secure this win here. And again, red doors kick. This is an open sight line now.
Now, does Amorja see it? Yes, they do see the barb. They do see that it has been kicked open. Sachi just waiting with that molly. God, they're so scared to pick it because they know that they had the saber and the mop. It looks like they're doing an audible play here as they start to push in towards this green. Instead, they said screw it. Either that or they're taking the long way around. Just waiting here. Okay, door charge did get placed as they do blow storage. Kazu just waiting patiently. They did not get this other barbed wire out here off of freezer though, so I don't know if that was just a misplaced where they didn't get the utility down or what. But Mace is fully playing off that room. It is empty as they finally get the wall charge out. Plebdo a little bit short on that molly. Argo does swing back into position off of the fridges. Mace still just holding that back end, just waiting for any rotations as they start to push in. Another molly goes out on arcade. That is a lot of the utility down on the defenders. Flash does go out. Smoke goes out. They start moving their way in. Argo completely bypassed standing in the smoke. Mace does win his fight, but
Oh
Akazo
man.
does get it burned out. Argo finally swings in with the auto shotgun. Missed in the smoke as they had run by him. All that's left is Kubo with that black tire just out waiting. Maybe he can
Yeah.
get something, but
Yeah,
they're
Kuko
playing off
trying
of that
here.
teller. I think they're getting calls off of the teller. Domsy,
Yeah,
a little bit
done.
ballsy, but
I mean,
Sachi will wrap that up.
what a miscommunication there from TBD. So if we look at the kill feed, Revenant actually killed Maximus here. So
Mm,
Revenant completely just domed his buddy, but Argo with the amazing play. I mean, talk about timing. Like you said, he swung just as that smoke pop. Maximus didn't clear corners, just really pushing an arcade there, and that was it. You can't defend against that. That's where auto shotty is strong now. I was actually talking about this with some people earlier. Auto shotty is not a 1v1 gun. It's not really strong for that because generally, if you're going to push someone who's holding an angle with an AP or a DL or something, 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to lose that fight unless they're low. Where auto shotty is really strong is exactly that position where you're able to flank and gank somebody there, get that early damage, and by the time they're able to react, and they're shooting at you, they're already low enough to where you are going to win that fight. That's where it's really strong, and Argo played that masterfully. I mean, essentially securing a 3K for his team and the round.
Well, yeah, and it was actually pretty smart of them to play off of that red door like they did and barb it because it
Hmm.
meant that Argo could literally swing between storefront and arcade, virtually covering both of them because of
Hmm.
the open double door. So it made it very easy for him to flex between either one of those entries and be able to guard that with the auto shotgun. And again, just slipped in through that once they threw that smoke. That's what defenders do is you have to check the smoke to make sure that nobody's defenders will always rush smoke because if they can take the smoke first, it puts the attackers at a disadvantage. He was able to rush smoke and then hide in it and then is able to run behind the attackers who thought it was the storefront was clear. So just catching them all by surprise. And yeah, a little mistake there by Revenant, but still, it's like Argo was swooping in behind them and just lighting them up with the auto shotgun really was the nail in the coffin on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it wasn't so much a mistake from Revenant, but more of a
Yeah,
misstep
miscommunication.
because it was
Yeah.
miscommunication
Mhm.
because it didn't feel like Maximus secured that corner for himself and obviously didn't because it wasn't clear. Now,
Yeah.
real quick, 2 second take on this. Again, similar take. You have to go through Castle Pit. It sucks. Don't go Pit. You have to go Castle. They know that Barb's going to be there. It's already coming out. Again, we're already seeing the two prong attack here. The split. Behind here because actually you have a really strong anti-flash position if you're playing in these vendor stalls. I guess I'll call them right now. So we see double mollies. They're going to waste a lot of time. I like it. A barb on that green door instead of on the actual castle door. I don't like that. Not a fan of that. But you know what? TBD knows more than I do.
Yeah, definitely. All right, as the charge goes out, Castle gets mollied for the delay. Argo and Akazo now starting to work their way up the beach. Smoke goes out. Nope, flash goes out to make sure that it's clear.
Really taking their
Merchant and
time
Mace.
here.
Well, yeah, but Merchant and Mace are getting a lot of visual information because they're calling off the windows, right? So
Hmm.
Mackey's just waiting off of that with not Reverend right behind him. Akazo and Argo getting ready. I think they're getting ready to stack up. There you go. Mace dropping down some damage. Pleb trying to look for a thing. Plebdo now charging a Muerte. He turned just at the wrong moment. Man, how unfortunate. And
Oh,
Akazo gets the retreat because it's all pinned down out here in the mid area. And now you know where all the defenders are now. Granted, Domsey is the only one really with gear. He's got that grenade. They've
hmm,
got one smoke from Akazo, but that's about it.
yeah. It's really
Back
right
at
now. It's
Old
up to
Team.
Mackie. Mackie has to find a frag
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Kuko just waiting patiently to see if he gets anybody.
Ooh.
Shot goes out, does get it on Domsey. He's down. All right, this makes it a little bit more winnable, but they are moving up now. Kuko, you gotta get there and help. Oh boy. As they both drop, Plebdo and Argo immediately crossfiring that. Oh, the
Oof.
grenade goes out, but he does get the kill. Return frag for the death.
I
That is
mean,
going to be mop lost, though. Not sure how many bullets is out there. I think he was pretty low, though. Maybe it's 2 shots left.
I think there might be 3 or 4, depending on how many Mackie moves took there,
Mm.
because it really, he fired probably
It
two
was
shots. I
three.
think he
Yeah,
fired
it
three
was three.
times.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll see. Even a two-shot mop though, with that C store coming up,
Yeah,
generally
it looks
still
like there's
enough.
only 1 shot left in the mop, so it is a mop with
It's a
two
two-shot
shots,
mop.
2 rounds, 2 rounds. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Omerta there just got classic
Oh,
FPS timing. That happens
yep.
all the time.
I mean, I do have to say that that hold for rotation on Mace though, with Akazo watching that double doors, like you have to have some sort of challenge on that beach. Like that was what happened last time is they had Plebdo just kind of ratting down there and just
Hmm.
waiting for somebody to make a move so that they could get a return frag or just be able to watch that corner or if once they start pushing be able to jump in on like off
Yeah.
of them, right?
My
So
issue with that though is that only happened because TBD failed to clear it. A lot of
yeah.
these rounds are happening because TBD is actually not clearing space.
Hmm, hmm.
That C store was lost because Mackie Moose didn't clear that corner and storefront. I mean, there are other factors, but what it really boils down to is base wasn't cleared, that corner wasn't clear, that was never your space. Um,
Right.
that C store corner was never your space. You can't just be
Hmm.
taking things that aren't yours. That's kind of the fundamental of real baseline fundamentals of CQB is even if you look into a room and see that's empty, there are still corners that aren't yours that can always hold something there. And
Yeah.
I think that's just what TBD needs a refresher on here now. And I mean, global breakout. talk about coordination and aggression. They are just on the same page, and it's working beautifully. I mean, they have not given up a round here to TBD yet. So I like this going the red door, doing a split push. Very smart for a lot of reasons because while yes, TBD was pushed into having to do a green door only push, this choke point in the office is really what was the just guillotine for their plan. That's what axed everything. So beyond the 3 kills that Donzi was able to get in here, which were incredible, it was also the double snipers here is what secured the round. And so by taking this red door, you really put so much pressure on all of these positions, particularly this forklift, which is a real sort of vital position for being able to hold Doc, particularly from any sort of push out of office. So by doing this red door, you get so much value out of a single door charge. I think it's if you have a charge, that's where you charge. Because toxic, you get nothing.
I'm surprised that they didn't put this barbed wire off the center in office. If you put this barbed wire here, you know that the frag is going to take that out. I guess they're worried that they could just chuck the frag and clear both, I guess. But they would have
But
to
you have the
kick the
server
door, and that
wall.
would mean that you could actually put in a lot of power onto that, right?
Hmm.
So, or a pressure, I should say. But as we see, Sachi and Ikazo now just lined up here. That's the one thing I've noticed is they've been pairing the sniper with a support.
Hmm.
They've been doing that a lot, so that's something to be aware of. But Argo gets the door open, is going to use the frag on it. No, pulls it.
Baits it
Just
out.
making
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, he's checking the office. Yeah, they're just trying to get something to happen. Okay, there's frag. Ooh. Okay, and then the Molly immediately just to hold. Mace gets the shot on Argo right off the initial. Omerta kind of like looking for some pen damage. Sachi and Akaza just waiting down there. As finally that goes off. Rev and Kuko now need to get into position, but it is heavy snipes down there. Mace just trying to buy time, but finally gets put down. Mackie tries to follow up. As Sachi has now taken position to watch that office. They're clearing it out and drops Maximus. Now that they've pinned down that whole side of the map, they now have this toehold. Omerta holding behind that cargo hold, just trying to survive. They can't challenge this Saber, which is going to be so hard. Oh, the crossfire between Plebdo. Sachi finally gets dropped, but it's all everybody's down. Oh, those crossfires are just too much.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the impulse of wanting to play up here, but I feel like you really needed someone watching this red door. I know that a Saber is going to be there. I know it's going to happen, but they literally let GB take forklift for free, and that is what
Yep.
killed Mackie Moose. There was no communication, there was no holding here, and that's really what it seems to be right now. Outside of clearing corners, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of strong communication on the side of the base department currently. Mace with a huge play though, with that opening frag on Argo, and it seemed like the bar placement on this side was actually meant to inform Almerta and Kuko, who were playing high pen weapons with the Knack and Legros, to wall bang this position,
Right.
rather than anything else. I think that's really what the philosophy was, but like you said, it's a free frag grenade. I'm not really too sure with what you're doing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like once that goes down, it's they have a good Molly, and Mace was trying to do as much as he could to just delay them by swinging and trying to get picks, which he did get one. But like you said, they just gave up on that south end. The door gets breached, and it just they couldn't. They were too. They didn't have the weaponry to really challenge the saber, just because they've lost mop. There's not many long range weapons left in their kit. So it was really hard for them to actually like challenge that. I think you had what like one Igmar and maybe one Legros,
Yeah.
and I mean unless you're trying to get the proper crossfire on that, which maybe that
Hmm.
should have been. Igmar tries to challenge and then you try to
Well,
cross.
less taking the fight and more for the information because obviously Mackie Moose had no clue that they had pushed in Doc. Like it just wasn't communicated. Otherwise, I don't think Mackie would have swung so far in that office to the point that he exposed himself
Yeah,
to.
to the backside.
It's much more about that. Now, Grand Paladin back here, our C store map, wall charge in, gold breakout, keeping it simple, nothing fancy, no kick doors, no barbs, no anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
A
like it.
little bit of a little bit of an adjustment here too. We're seeing that this is actually getting barbed now, even though Argo
Mhm.
is swinging freely between these 2 points to be able to try to hold it.
Well,
They're
you
kind
know
of
you don't have
locking
to
that
do that
down
though.
now.
Well, but
Yes,
you
yes,
know
I
you don't
know,
have
I
to
know,
because
yeah.
you're expecting a single charge. You know they don't have to. It's
Hmm.
the economy comes into play there. Um, this barb is really because you know they have a wall charge and Storefront is so strong here. I do like the switch up though of actually going one of these doors. I like this southern door because you really get a lot more like angles and a lot more value out of it because if arcade is your contention point, you just open up that angle almost immediately. While you do kind of expose yourself to a lot, here you actually by pushing out here, you're still protected from this arcade angle, so you can still take these fights and not be too worried about that, as opposed to if you were doing double door where there's like this nice little pixel directly from arcade.
Oh, definitely. Teller is like the Fort Knox on this map, right? For
Hmm.
defenders. It is the one linchpin where they can actually take cover and see attackers and try to get peeks and stuff. Well, Merch is gonna have a presence
Oh no,
here
oh
though,
Murda,
with this wall charge, which is just gonna be brutal.
that's you gotta,
Sachi is just loving that KDA right now.
yeah,
As
really.
flashes ring out, Mace trying to hold his position on this backside. Does get a pick on Argo. Beautiful. As he does start laying down Mace. Revenant trying to peek out of that, making sure that, hey, there's a crossfire here. As Kuka now starts trying to swing around on the side here. Mace does get taken out by Domsey. Mackie trying to give callouts, though, for Kuko here. As another flash goes out. Revenant now trying to make that rotate on Domsey. This is going to be a little bit dangerous. He is pinched. As everything kind of slows down, it is in this 2v2 as Domsey's just trying to be at this thorn in the side. They don't know exactly where he is right now. Revenant just waiting. It is the 3v2 right now. So Revenant just waiting patiently. 57 left on the clock here. Pleb still trying to look for somebody right now. He's trying to get just some sort of information while Mackie has just got pure call out as Domsey tries to push Kuko and gets the kill versus the Knack. Oh, that shouldn't happen ever. Now they've got pretty much storefront control and arcade, so they know that there can't be a defender anywhere over there. So it's down to Magimus, who does have pure bomb control, but he can't really peek Saber again. So Domsey's got to come and help to be able to. He's got to hunt down the last guys. What's happening? 26 left.
What he's
Mackie's
doing?
just got to play it. Oh man, Mackie is playing with fire here as he keeps switching between the hole. Oh, as Domsey finally pushes him, and Rev get a shot on him. Oh, dang, his Plebdo drops him. 10 seconds left. That's plenty of time. They got this.
More than enough.
Oh, they kept just trying to get the crossfire into Teller so that they could hit Mackie.
Yeah, I mean Revenant hiding up in that corner. I think their best bet there was for Kuko and Revenant to bait out Domsey. I think Rev should have pushed with that health pool.
Yeah,
Expected to die at the same time, and then Kuko get the trade. But
yeah.
you know it happens. Like you said, Domsey shouldn't have won that fight against Kuko there. Simple.
No, yeah. I
With
mean, you
with a
rush
knack
you
at the
rush a
range,
knack
but
at point blank range. You should be dead
yeah,
almost every time. Like
uh,
it.
yeah. I'm waiting for the fix the game comments in chat later. I'm gonna just waiting for hit reg. But yeah, you can't argue with this. It's 6-0 global breakout all day. Um, yeah, base department. They just don't seem to be communicating. Like I cannot like this game is so communication focused that it's hard to get off of that. You know, you have to die on that hill. That you got to tell people what's up, and that's just not happening now. Daedalus Castle. I love this map. I love two door vault maps. I really do. I think they're so much fun. They give you so much more to work with.
Yes. Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
that's the one thing. Well, and I think there was a really good point brought up yesterday during one of the streams is this is technically a two objective map. Most maps are just
yeah.
one objective with a bonus objective included. This has you have to hit this button. It is a primary objective, and then you have to get bomb, which is the other primary objective. So you literally have two primary objectives here, which I do think shakes up things a little bit, right? You have to go for A and B. That's why this map might feel a little bit more defender sided sometimes because you have to go to this point and then you have to go to this point, which means you have to be very sparing on your. You can either go all out in your utility at the start, right, and then have
Mhm.
nothing when you push in towards like the security or a vault, or you have to ration your way through, right? And so we're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of utility, right? Like utility, utility, utility. Okay, that's 4 utility right up in the start. Okay, where is this utility getting used in the second half then? Because you'll still have a couple of, should have about like 3 flashes, maybe 2 flashes left. So it's like you got to use one, probably either in, you're either going to be pushing security. Oh, there's another frag here. So now you only have one additional flash that's really going to
Yeah.
be out here,
I
right? And
mean,
that's if they're not conserving as well. So that's kind of one of the things here is, because there's so many primary objectives, it's kind of tough.
it's hard, but I think TBD has a decent setup for it. But I don't. Omerta tried it once already. Let's see how it goes a second time. That auto shotty there.
They try to do cover up the kick on the green as Argo kicked on that red, just trying to give them a little bit more confusion here as entrance blow goes out. Omerta waiting patiently. Kuko try to get this crossfire. Flash goes out. Omerta just gets dropped. Kuko now is gonna have to fight for his life. Tries to get a swing, but Plebdo immediately puts a period on that. Frag goes
Man,
out, clears. Revenant, it's gonna be up to him. Oh my gosh, Mace though. It's the lurker in the
the
as
vets.
Rev gets taken out. Yeah, and Vince as Rev gets taken out behind the desk here. It's down to Mace and Mackie Moose as they have to kind of fall back. Button's all but lost, so they have to fall back to that other objective. Sachi
Now
now going for that button. Go ahead.
look at those health pools. They can
Mhm.
technically win this. It's kind of a, in terms of health totals, it's a 3v2 because they do have KRs. They have a
Yeah.
KR and a Nigmar, so they can get these kills. But Global
Yeah.
Breakout's not going to give it to them.
Pleb has one flash too, so this could be pretty brutal. As the door does open, Mace trying to get some swings. Okay, crossfire. Molly does go out, does leave Mace kind of. Mace gets 2.
Ooh,
All right, is down to a 2v1 now, and they have long and close range support here. Mackie just needs to not fully challenge and pull Sachi into him, and Mace finally with that 4-piece holding that door. Man, his swings and aim was on point right there.
I mean, like I said, you with the KR in those health conditions, that's possible.
Yep.
Um, if Mace and Maggie had some actual damage, some of them, like, look, they are low. They're below 50% health at that point. So you can do it. Yeah, you can pull it off, and they obviously did. But like that 4-piece, man, chef's kiss,
Well,
beautiful.
like you said, you called it. That was that health pool too, because Ikazo is pretty low, like you said, and just a handful of bullets could drop 2 of their members. So that puts it literally at a 2v2 instead of 4v2. They had no utility left except for that one single flash, which I think they used a little bit early there before the entire team had kind of rotated in to
No,
that point.
I disagree. I think the flash was used late. It was late there
Oh, was
because
it? Okay.
well, Pleddo swung that corner, still had flash in hand. After his buddy had died, he threw it, and so what Mace makes the call. It's like, okay, flash has been thrown. I'm going to push them now, and that's where he got those last. He got the
Yeah.
like other kill, and Mackie swung in, and that was it.
Okay.
I think that personally, I that's what I thought happened. But
I
again,
think
I
your
think it could go both
recounting was
ways.
right. I thought it was just a little bit early because I don't think the rest of the attackers had arrived, and I think they were
Hmm.
still transferring through the doors. So
Yeah,
that's kind of where. But I think they had 3, and that's why they're like, oh, we can push this now. We'll have a fourth one coming in on this, right? So that's
for
why I
sure.
think, yeah. So I think you were right in terms of just like how it played out in the tactics and stuff. I do think Sachi had not arrived yet. So I was like, did you want to have all 4 and then try to swing it together? But I mean, like, you still had a 4v2, right?
Yeah, I
That
mean,
could have been, you're
you
thinking, well, we should just push this.
and there it was 6-0. You can't blame them for the confidence. So as
Yeah.
we see, speaking of confidence, on Wolf Mendicant here. So they're going with double charge. They're using double charges here. They want to make sure they win this round, win the game. 6-1. They don't want to let TBD sort of start building that comeback momentum. So gonna go into Hall. I like it. Securing Hall, very big. As well as coupled with this wall charge here. Also, I mean, you can't go wrong with this plan right here. Uh, Kitchen isn't worth it. Lumberyard, wall charge in, perfect. They are going to
Yeah.
be wary about the right spots. I do like these barbs though coming out from TBD. They're doing their
So
best to
little
defend
real
this.
estate though attack or the defenders are gonna have here, right? Because
Yeah,
Omerta might be barbing this, but if the attackers are pushing this long haul, which he's using a knack, there is no long range support on this haul, right?
yeah. I don't think
So,
you need it though, but they are set up for a green push that isn't going to come.
oh, this barb isn't going out here though. Revenant shifted it.
Okay, interesting shift. Oh, to protect against the head glitch. I like it actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're expecting to lose that, so you're just expecting to hold from club. I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
They are very worried about that. It's a good barb.
Yep. Yep.
Situational though.
Yeah, well, I think they're gonna try to have Omerta swing in on the backside so he can wall pen that. So his job is to not challenge here, which he is. And the door goes off, and he is now in a firing line and gets dropped immediately. All right, so now they have control over Lumberyard. Mace is just waiting on this backside, but Kuko now engaging with Argo and drops him. So that's great. Kuko, though, then tries a second engagement, but Sachi drops him. Frag clears all the barb. Snipe goes out for Mackie Mouse, does pick up Sachi, as Revenant now tries to fight Flebdo, but does get dropped right after. Mace tries to rotate, and now he's down as well. It's all down to Mackie. With the Molly, can he do some damage here?
Throw the molly.
Oh,
Throw the
no.
molly. That's it.
That's it.
7-1.
7-1.
It's a scientific certified stomp. Global breakout saying, you know what, TBD, you did all right. This is our
What
game.
once again, just poor gamer, position like moment for Omerta where he's like, I'm gonna challenge, and then it's like, nope, you're in a death hallway now.
That wasn't even. That's not Omerta. That was GB out mind gaming them. Like they were playing 4D chess there because notice they could have placed this at the same time, opened up both holes. They didn't. They blew the wall charge. They held the door charge, then placed it and waited for them to push because there's no cover in that southern hallway. I mean that's massive brain.
Yeah.
I mean that is when people used to talk about aimers over brainers. That was it. And
All
I
right,
mean
global breakout, giga braining right now for some of these strats.
well, global breakout here, just particularly right now in that match is in a tier of their own. I know I tend to, and I will admit I am biased and base department, they're my friends. I
Mhm,
think they're fantastic players. I don't think anyone would deny the fact that they are a fantastic team.
mhm.
But right now, Global Breakout today is playing in a league of their own. This is a whole new thing.
Yeah, I
And
gotta say, like, just the covering from like players. There's been a lot of crossfires, which means they're holding proper angles and then
mhm.
team fighting together, making sure that they're marking off parts of the building that they've called out. Right? They're like, "Hey, I'm taking this low side over here in factory." Okay, he's like, "Oh, I'm taking high side on the opposite side of you," and you're watching kills coming out that are literally crisscross from each other simultaneously as they get engagements. So
Well,
it's pretty impressive in that regard.
beyond that, look at that bank that they played. So what happened is they were covering up the green door kicks by kicking red door, and then they covered the second green door kick by clacking like simultaneously. We're talking about a coordination level that is championship material. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah. Well, that means will TBD be able to come up with some strategies? We have seen them turn it
Mhm.
on in second halves before, so.
You know, I believe in TBD here, but I think for those of you channel point boys out there who are betting up a storm, if you bet on base department today, you should be sweating. You probably might not see those channel points again. Um, this is a close game. Now, that's not to deny the fact that base department cannot bring this back. They are 100% capable of it. We've seen them pull off insane plays, but there's definitely this stumbling going on.
Mhm.
This is not them in peak performance, and that's okay. That happens, but you can't be bringing that into a grand finals right now.
Yeah, I gotta break out those four-leaf clovers and lucky rabbit's foots right now for
Yeah,
TBD.
exactly. Like I'd be throwing salt over my shoulder in case I spilled any kind of thing. You really got to be careful here. I think the way that TBD is going to win this The only way they can win this, particularly against the like insane amount of coordination that GB is busting out right now, they have to fix their communication. That seems to be
Yeah.
the number one thing going on right now. That's all I can figure, personally.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is one of those things where we gotta for as much as TBD has been putting down some like putting or I should say putting up some good defenses. I felt like yeah, there's just been these one or two things that have been kind of exploited by Global Breakout here, where they're able to just okay, you're now at a deficit, right? They take advantage of a missed opportunity or a small mistake or misstep by TBD, and all of a sudden a 4v5. Okay, and now we got to make up for this, right? We're behind. Playing from behind is not a great feeling. So that's where I think if they can get just a little bit more stalwart in some of these defenses and just a little bit more coordinated in some of the attacks and make sure you're checking those corners, I think we'll have a little bit closer of a game here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Tide Sphere is our Hill Dome USA map. This is an interesting map for a lot of reasons. It kind of breaks up a lot of the blocky formats that we see domes tend to have, just because jungle and base are massive. Like jungle wraps around the entire map, and I always, just because of how copacetic they are, I always feel like base and jungle are kind of the same room. So essentially, you have this one massive room that converges all the way onto pit here. Um, Generally, the meta take here is you blow, as Tom's is so kindly drawing for me, blow this red door, and here you're expecting this frag, or pardon me, you're expecting this barb and expecting a barb here. We do see the frag is actually called for this barb. I like that this barb right here definitely flash through. Get one off the corner here, and another one a little bit deeper to really push them off the angles. I like a lot. This is really going to come down to is how is TBD going to be able to hold this? And right now, I'm not too confident. Just we see Mace up there. They're gonna have to do something crazy here. I think they're actually might be setting one base. Mackie Moose might be able to get an early pick here as he's doing some hardcore parkour up onto a log here. I love that.
Oh, it's so brutal. It kills me
I know
every
you.
time.
I know you hate it. I mean, but you know what?
Murders me. It murders me. I made those rocks a certain size so that they're not jumpable, and then they get moved around and stuff, and now they're
You
jumpable.
know, together strong. We'll break your game, man.
I know. The only thing I do have to say that's kind of annoying is this wall right here, and the only way in is over this little beachhead is brutal.
Yeah,
I mean, like
that's
with the
annoying.
double firing line here, woof, dude. It'd be nice if you could scale up right in here, but no, you got to go around the long way. As the snipe goes out, does get a hit. No,
Does
Makimos
not.
does take damage, misses the shot. Sorry, I was looking at Makimos thinking that was the shot. So as they start to filter in on through the beach and base, they're starting to get towards that power. I wonder if they've got NVGs. I'm unsure if they took any. It doesn't look like they did. As they
I
start moving their
don't
way
think so.
up, they have full information on ops. It would be nice to just turn off ops so you can actually get control. They can't call out what you're doing. Then you can take control, but here we go. Fire goes out. Mace swings, tries to get some damage. Molly does go out, but just kind of splits the attackers for a little bit. They do have ops control now. Flash, or that was a grenade. Goes out, clears. Rev and Mace now waiting at the bottom of those stairs that they're able to pin down as Kaza starts raining hell across the way. As they're starting to do the fight, Revenant gets one. Revenant picks up two. Argo now dropped down. Revenant comes in from behind, swings him. Friggin' Makimus and him are putting a lot of damage on this observation push. It's so hard to push off of this side because you have to shoot down, but then you're also getting covered. Okay, Akazo gets the pick on Maki. Omerta covering on that long angle, though. We're down to 20 seconds here as finally they push in. Revan Omerta trying to
Alberta.
do work. Yeah, it's down to him now. It's in the 1v1. And now they have bomb control with 11 seconds. He's going to have to hold at a certain point unless he challenges, so...
Oh,
Oh, and
not
he
enough.
gets the pistol duel, but it's in time! The defenders win it, Omerta stalled just enough!
Yeah, what a great call. Really, you have to tease out that like peak there. You have to do it just right. And Alberta, A plus there.
Shaking it right in front of him, Domsey, but getting distracted, not able to get the diffuse off, just not enough time. Yeah, I guess it's that peak where you just pull a second away, and suddenly there's not enough time to diffuse. You just peak, and they have to like get off bomb diffusal to try to challenge. Perfectly well played from Omerta right there.
I mean, you definitely. I feel like a lot of those issues that TBD was facing last game, if they at least in that one round, for very anecdotal evidence, seemed to have been smoothed out just a bit. That was a much stronger round. They were peaking together, playing together, and either way, expensive round for both teams. They lost. Saber's gone. Mop is gone. So that's
Yeah,
what's
definitely.
happening. Keep in mind though, 3 charges, 2 clackers still available to GB here. Now, that's not to say that they were going into that round to lose, but they definitely have so many more options by purely ecoing that. Really, really interesting call. Now, Criminal Chariot. I like this map a lot just because of I'm a huge fan of these walkways. I don't know what it is about it, but they make me happy. Uh, but so many angles. These barbs here that they did have down, really important. I kind of like this barb because you really eliminate basically any potential for swinging. But if a dock door is blown, that really comes to bite you. Now, seems like TBD is aware of that. They're opting instead for a general, just mid office barb. Easy stuff. Now, already they're expecting some peaks. Both teams, those green doors. I mean, it's hard not to when you have the truck literally parked up next to the map and right across that green door. You got to be peaking that generally. Now, while the mop isn't available, you do still have Ingmar's Legros's very powerful weapons actually. Um, Ingmar's a personal favorite of mine. Now, Omerta, go with a bit of an off meta pick here, actually, with that auto shotty. I think he's going to try and pull something similar as he's tried to do the last few maps of the last game, pardon me, where he sits right next to a red door with that auto shotty and might actually work here because it looked like GB wanted to take that red door dock.
Yeah, we'll see what the plan ultimately comes out to here for global breakout. As Picasso is on his way, and Mace
Ooh,
picking up that initial pick off the window. Not expecting that. That puts you on the back foot right off the start. As they move in towards that green door, grenade goes out on nothing, so they were a little bit scared. Well, yeah, barbed wire on the green. Never mind. So they are pushing in, but the damage has been done. They're going to delay this attack for quite some time because they're scared to push in on this. And more utility used on a room that's completely been abandoned now. I'm not sure if I'm totally down with that, but they've moved this now back as well, so they do have that choked off.
Omerta here, really still waiting it out. Smart call instead of fast rotating over to that green.
Yep, Akazo taking forever to get over here. They think they're still going to go off with the play as he's walking in slowly. Omerta just needs to hold off the backside of that dock. I think he's just playing as the extra man. Alright, and there we go. Molly does go out on the dock. It's the play that they had expected for something to happen there. And now Revenant and Maximus just holding off that backside, but the more they delay, we're down to 54 seconds. As they do start leaking in, Argo does get through this. Argo could be the linchpin here to get this kill as he drops Omuerta from behind. Sachi did get taken on the back end there. Now as Akaza starts moving in, I don't think they know Mace is in the truck. Oh, they might now. He has to escape out of there, though. He is trying to sandwich between the attackers as he does swing back in. Oh, Akazo spin snipes with that black tower. Okay, Mackie does take out Argo, but now it's into a 2v1 with not Revenant as he starts laying down some damage from the long distance. Is trying to get the
Whoa.
shot on Blebdo. He's got to reload. Can he get the shots in on him? He
He
gets
can!
them! Revenant! You monster! Waiting on the other side of that green tarp. Oh man, brutal. And they
Yeah.
get the clacker back. Now the question
Oh,
is, do they retain? No, they drop the. Oh, he was only using Ingmar anyway.
Amar anyway, but I like the angry scribbles there because that's essentially what happened. They literally let Argo walk all the way up there to kill Omerta. They
Yep.
failed him. Like,
Yes.
that was literally what happened.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
It's
surprised that
insane.
they didn't have. Well, I guess they were worried about Kazo on the other side of the snipes off the dock, so you lost your support from the other angle from Rev, right? Because Kazo was cleaning that angle, right? So you had that south angle that came up. So I don't think you could actually support off of that, and that allowed Argo to kind of slip through and do a lot of damage. But the security of Revenant off of that green tarp, man, oof.
Yeah. Now on just display, C store map, classic C store. Wall charge is going to be all powerful here. Now, Gold Breakout does have two charges. They have a lot of options here. Revenant very scared of someone playing outside of the shed. That is actually massive because what you do in that sense is you basically by standing out here with someone as an attacker, you completely cut off this rotate. So you force the defenders to go through tellers if you take from arcade. So what I'm expecting here from Gold Breakout is to most likely wall charge storefront, take arcade, just because those are such powerful angles. Like if you take freezer, this arcade long angle is very detrimental to be able to push out of this, including just staying behind fridges on bomb. You have such little ability to be able to effectively flash those angles against you that it's a little rough. Now, the freezer and arcade take works. I'm not a fan of freezer personally, but they are very scared of someone playing here, so I understand it. As opposed to taking a storefront take and then just playing, you essentially do get kind of a free storefront, but still, that's going to be a very dangerous area for swinging out of arcade, and no one's going to be in freezer there. Um, Gold Breakout, though, very confident in this plan. I like the plan, thinking outside of the box, fighting against the norm. We are actually seeing a C store where you don't wall charge storefront. It's
Yeah.
shaking it up, man.
I mean, technically, if you're taking both doors on the south side, you're technically taking storefront
No, no,
anyway.
no, no, no. But you're not wall charging storefront. Not wall charging centers. That's what
Yeah.
matters. It's different.
But you're still.
It's it's different.
And as we see global breakout starting to stack up on these two different doors, they blow open freezer, which I'm sure is baffling defenders right now as to now freezer's been taking, so they're gonna wait for this wall charge to go off. But guess what? No wall charge goes off here. As they start taking it on Freezer, they have now control over Arcade, and we're just watching off on that side. As Revenant now tries to spill in some damage, but doesn't find purchase with that knack. As Plebdo now starts lining up on this storefront. They do have storefront control. Kuko is going to be tip of the spear here as they blow open the Freezer shelves as Akaza starts swinging through. Omuerta gets gunned down. Kuko tries to engage now, but he's in the midst of four attackers. Whew! Gets dropped immediately. Mace now having to do the rotate. It's down to Revenant, and he is getting collapsed in on as there are four attackers right now. Molly's go short, though. That's not good. And Mace got dropped in the back end. It's all Rev. Does pick off one. Oh, but gets firing squatted right at the end.
I mean, that's it.
Right,
Global
Chihuahua.
Breakout.
All right. Okay, guess he didn't need to take control of storefront. Sure, yeah. No wall
No, no,
charge.
you took control of storefront. I'm not saying you don't need to take control of storefront.
Didn't need to use the wall charge on
The
the
wall
storefront.
charge on shutters is what irks me because essentially, if you put it on a red door, the wall charge is just like an extra chunky door charge at that
Yeah.
point. That's
Yeah.
all it is. So I stand by my principle that it's different. It's different, and you can't
It
change
is.
my mind.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Of course,
And
I'm
you've
not wrong. I'm
guaranteed that
always
you.
right.
Oh, I was just talking that was more of a chunky door charge, so
I'm always right. I know what I'm talking about.
chunky door charge.
It's chunky, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, TBD wanting to play a little safe here, though, going with the meta play, door charging through observations. Um,
Yeah.
that's it. That's meta. Global breakout. While the green take technically didn't work for them, it was very effective for them up until they lost the round. It worked very well, and essentially it plays out the same, uh, just with while saving a door charge. But outside of that, it may seem actually that they are reconsidering their positions here and wanting to either take beach and save the door charge or actually push out through the jungle red door here would be very interesting.
if you're gonna do that, you can't delay. You have to. You need
Oh,
to be like up to this point by the time they really notice, and like Ops is
yeah.
gonna have full vision of you too. So I mean, it's like even if you
I
go quick, you know.
I like this, but in my opinion, to do this effectively, you have to be so fast that you actually should take a shotgun for this green door because
Yeah.
you face a lot more angles generally than you do. That might seem like a weird thing to say, but I feel like you face a lot more effective angles than you do trying to take observation because you jump down here, you can take a lot of fights. And remember that observation then becomes a tool against you with this call out here. So this is very hard to take if you try and take your time at all. But looks like TBD going green, taking a page out of the Global Breakout Handbook here, and Argo getting sneaky with it, doing some of the same parkour, but
Oh,
hiding this time.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
exchanging
hiding in
strats,
between the
man.
two. Yeah, hiding in between the two, the points. Yeah, going a full. I'm just a tree, man.
I am become
Oh,
tree.
as he starts dropping some shots down.
Ooh,
The trait of damage, Maximus and Kuko super wounded, and
yeah.
they're just in on green door.
The Viet Cong strat works.
Yep. Gee, should we let you still get on top of things? No.
Yes. Let me be monkey. I want climb.
I think if it's planned, it would be great, right? Like if this was like a deck and we wanted you to stand up there, that would be more acceptable. But
You know,
as the
what you
Molly
want
goes
doesn't
out,
matter anymore.
Greg
This is
did
our
go up.
reality.
Blondo
Ooh,
runs into the circle of fire because he was either going to get grenaded or get lit on fire. So did not have a lot of good options here. Sachi just waiting with that Molly though. All right, they throw out another one. Flash does get used, that utility. Domsy just waiting on that back end though. And another Molly going out. We're down to 1 minute left, and their attackers, well up, like you said, look at the health, are really, really hurt. So Flash does go out. Sachi gets gunned down right there.
oh,
Akazo
nice.
right after, as they are starting to push in. Rev does get taken out right after, as they do begin to push in. Omerta and Mace now across the way, as the firing line just cuts down Domsy.
Dude, Argo failed the parkour test there.
Tried to get down, but didn't quite make it.
You know, you could jump on rocks, but you can't jump in between things. You know, that's all
Yeah.
I'm taking away from that. But man,
Oops.
talk about aggression there. Really well played from
Yeah.
TBD. And we're seeing a real inverse in the roles that we saw in the last match. So now it's base department is really wiping the floor currently with Global Breakout. Um, it's a really strong start for them.
Yeah, I think they figured out a few things. They just need to move more as a cohesive unit. Try to get their crossfire set up a little bit better so that they
Hmm.
can actually make those challenges. It seemed like you were kind of saying as they weren't on the same page. They kept trying to take 1v1s and then just kept getting just annihilated. So it
Yeah.
seems like they're getting into that team play a little bit more, which
Well,
is
it's important to keep in mind that these teams actively learn from each other while they play. It's you know, they get stronger, and I think right now, TBD is winning because they are playing differently than they did last match, and Global Breakout aren't winning because they're playing against the TBD they played against last match. Um, so you can see they're definitely starting to pick. They're figuring out what's going on now, and it feels like TBD is definitely a little more warmed up. But you can never discount Global Breakout, and I think in the next few rounds we're going to see this match really even out in terms of not only scoreline but how the rounds play out. We're not going to see these like four attackers alive at the end of the round type things. Um, a lot of confidence going into this. It's hard not to be confident in Global Breakout at any time.
yeah, definitely. So we are seeing this dock push that we saw Global Breakout use, which did seem pretty effective once they were able to break through server farm. But we are seeing the pretty much similar barbed wire points getting laid out here. There is a little bit more worry that they're going to circumvent this and just go office. That would be
Hmm.
a lot of wasted utility coming in here from defenders for, you know, a play that isn't probably
Well,
going to happen, but
it's
you still
they're
end up
very
with a heck
scared
of
of it.
a edge. Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. That's what I'm saying. A lot of utility getting dropped down there. Even the barbed wire that they had put here is now gone. because they're super worried about just this office push, right? They don't want them to take power here.
Yeah, I mean
Oh, are we seeing a
it is a
wall charge
call.
come out? No way. We're
No,
seeing door charge, wall charge on server farm?
that this is hard to believe. I mean, the
It
angle
feels
works.
excessive. It feels a little excessive. Yeah, I think they're getting rid of that. Yeah, there's no way. That
Yeah.
would be
Oh,
on.
or not. No, Omerta has the wall charge.
Yeah, I guess they're like, hey, you know what? Let's go all out. Oh, well,
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
holy
It
hell.
might be. It might be a fake out. They might be running by Doc, and then they're gonna charge Green Door from the south side. Maybe kill Plebdo if he waits there long enough, and wall charge out. That might be. There might be faking them out here. Oh
Well, we'll
no.
see how big this bamboozle actually goes. Door charge did get dropped. All right, they did let them know that they were back though. Emerta did take some shots in through the. As they start moving around,
Yeah. So they're
Revenant
gonna.
just they want to make sure that this pressure is put. I think they're realizing, you know what, they're gonna abandon server farm, and that'll give us a free entry here. Because now they're starting to move on that green, right? And
Mm-hmm.
okay. You can see Akazo just flipped. He just realized, yo, they're coming on this green now. This is actually isn't a red take. Look at him. He's swinging back and forth. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
Blast
it's
goes out
definitely
on server
close here.
farm. They now get the take. Okay, so they have this room fully. I don't think that door is open by Domsey as they move
Oh,
their way through.
yeah.
Kuka now walking up on the side. They're down to 53 seconds, so there isn't a ton of time left here. But the charge has been placed. Amorta moves up and the second blow goes off. As they're looking for shots. Oh, Plebdo with the snipes though off a walkway as they start to push on the south side. Mackie gets cut down too. Alright, and now it's down to Mace. Does he pick up Akazo as he moves in? Okay, Kuko pushes in. Oh, gets the double! As Domsey is up on that top side trying to get those shots in. Argo did pick up Revenant on that backside as well. They are just laying down shots at the backside. Argo, Kuko in that crossfire. 20 seconds remaining. Mace needs to push up and try to get the shots here. Oh,
Uh,
turns this at the last second and he's in that crossfire. Oh, we just needed one person to maybe challenge this Domsey position, possibly.
well,
Just to try to figure that
that,
out.
that
But
was that was failed. That was 100% failed flashes here in Dock. So,
yeah,
um, there was an attempt at a flash through a window. It bursted out here. There's another attempt on a flash on Dock. It actually hit the roof, the wall, and bounced back.
well, oh boy.
So I think that's 100% what happened there. Because if you don't have a flash, you just lose those gunfights, really.
Yep. That makes sense.
Um, I actually didn't get to see if I know they lost Saber, but I don't know if Global Breakout was able to pick it
And
up.
reclaim it. No, it does not look like they did. It looks like they've
Yeah,
got AK and Mop,
yeah,
but
they
they
got
did
their
lose Saber.
KR and mop. That's more than
Mm-hmm.
enough. Now let's go into why TBD decided, hey, let's do something wacky. Let's use two charges on that factory. Um, this map is 100% winnable with a single charge, and don't even need a door charge.
Right.
Or pardon me, you don't even need a wall charge. You need a door charge. You don't need a wall charge. Is what you don't need. I like it. What I'm expecting is most likely a split push. Probably three office, two arcade, because arcade is so strong to take with a door here. Um, I like it. I can understand why you wouldn't want to do it. Although I currently believe it's much better than freezer, despite TBD wanting to take this just because you have a lot more options. You get shut down with this push here. You know what? I'm just gonna go around and take tellers. That's what I got to do there. I do like the office push here into bathrooms because what you have to keep in mind, these two doors being bathroom doors, is they're free. You don't have to kick those. You can get in and out decently fast. So you really can just kind of flash out here, and if you're able to pardon me, this northern side, with two people here and here, and then one defusing, most likely with a long arm to avoid teller hole, you win because you shut down essentially as long as you're holding your back the only two places you're able to do to push that bomb as long as you're protected from that teller hold. Now Plebdo is bringing the mop on C-store. That is interesting to see. um, Again, I like this barb here for this arcade push.
Yeah.
It what it prevents is the push into storefront, not
Right.
the peak, which is you can't do much about that peak.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but that's why they have Plebdo running on that snipe, right? Like he's
Hmm.
gonna stand in the middle of the storefront. His goal is to try to get, the swing on this. Domsey waiting patiently. All right, frag goes out. Does clear this barbed wire in office. So at least they have green door now is open. As they start pushing in, Domsey with the initial engagement drops Mackie right away, and now Plebdo swinging gets a shot. Does some damage as Makimos gets put down right after. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's a slaughter up in that office as the Kuko
Oh,
gets come down into the firing line.
what are
Oh,
you doing, guys?
Muerta now the last man standing. Oh, Molly goes out. Sachi now moving in behind Muerta. The wolves are circling, man. He's going into charge. Oh, takes out Domsey, but not a lot to go in there.
What happened to that office? Like that was just.
I mean, Pleb ended up getting that snipe. I think it either bodied Mace because Mace took that damage or whatever. But like Domsey killed Maximus, did some damage I think to Mace, and then Pleb just bodied him right after. Like
I
it was
you know
pretty brutal.
yeah. I mean, when a three-man push is just stopped dead in its tracks, that's what are you gonna do? That's more than half your. That is half your team at that
Yeah.
point. So like,
Yeah, it seemed like what happened was Domsey took the fight. All of the attackers said, "We need to kill this guy," right? Nobody watched the green door that was behind them, then so Blooddoor just opened it and took a shot, got a second kill, right? Domsey goes down, but you've
mhm.
already traded 2 for 2. That's still or you traded 2 for 1. That's still a massive trade for defender.
I think really what happened there is they didn't time it correctly because they were all dead by the time they got in arcade, and to really
Oh yeah,
prevent a lot of that um, global breakout death ball strat where they just collapse on you is you have to split push, and the split push there
yeah.
just wasn't effective.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of those things where maybe they needed to wait on that green door push for the pressure actually down on the arcade to go off, so that way they can actually get a stronger foothold in on that north side, and then
Yeah,
the attackers might have been able to collapse into the center. But
it is
that's
what it
neither
is
here
though.
nor there. Yes.
But like
So
what I said, though, you can never count out global breakout. It's now 3-3. They're tied up.
yeah, constricted paladin exterior breezeway. Huh? Huh?
Yeah, exterior breezeway done right. Thankfully, there's you
Well
can't
walled
just
off
can't
finally.
just walk up to it now, which was yeah. What bullshit was that? Just like, oh, you know what? I'll give you a green door and a breezeway. Just like, what are you? No offense, but like, what are you thinking? That just
I mean,
doesn't.
that's the nice thing is like attackers get all this real estate out here that they can play around now, which means you can get
Yeah,
wider swings and deeper angles on doors. Like that makes way more sense to me
it,
than just
it's
giving
not
them
even
free
that of
estate.
just like, hey, I'm gonna walk in right here,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then this half of the map doesn't matter.
Yep.
With a few of those. Now, beyond that, Bombazine Club, you have to take this really aggressively. It looks like they might be thinking about a lockers push. Little unclear just because that's where the nade is, so that's why I'm assuming that. Um, very, very wary of also this back bar and then this booth here that there's already something marked out. Pleb though, almost getting zapped.
Yeah, he
Hmm.
he took a deep look out there for I'm not sure why. Maybe he was just looking to see if attackers were even coming before he like
Mine,
because he wants to make sure where he wants to be. Yeah,
yeah.
good
Look,
mind gaming.
see where they're coming. Yep, they're going lockers.
All right, Argo. Sachi has the second Molly. We'll see if this actually hits. This will only be for a delay, though. Nope. He's holding. Good. Flash goes out. Oh, perfect, Molly. Oh, Mace runs in but gets dropped by Argo. Does get a grenade. Oh, this is dangerous. Nade goes out. All right, attackers are able to evacuate the vicinity, but that's not great. Argo swinging. Argo gets another! Mackie finally runs in, but it's just a firing squad. The crossfire too great on these lockers, man. The commit on these lockers is just savage. Okay, and Emerito, I think, is out with the save now. Well, that was an explanation point on this round. Is Sachi looking? Hazo looking? Alright, well, we can break down what happened there. Good utility usage
Uh,
on those mollies. A really bad run-in
no,
by
look,
Mason, but shut down, and
I'm
great
gonna give it to you
crossfire.
straight here. You know what happened? They didn't win.
Shenanigans.
They didn't win. That's all that happened. I mean, like they literally went in one after another. Like, what are you doing? Really, that's just a stellar hold from Global Breakout. Also, just as a professional tip, your entry should never have your nade for that exact reason. Mace was the first one in. Mace was the first one to die. There was no follow up. He grabbed the nade and it was out. You can't use it anymore.
Yep.
Your entry should never have your nade. Generally, um, what we do see some teams do is if they can separate the entry roll from the shotgun roll. So Omerta in this sense is actually just a door opener. That's what I used to be on Hypa. Domsy goes
Ooh.
down at the last second. Very cool.
Well, at
Um,
least get one.
where shotgun is no longer a entry, it's partial entry. So you're not the entry fragger, you're the entry opener who follows the fragger so that the fragger can either bait you or you bait the entry.
Right.
So that's kind of I personally really think that shotguns shouldn't carry flashes. That's a personal preference thing, just because if you're opening doors, you can't flash the door you open. It takes too long. Um, Again, personal preference. I think shotguns are should be your utility person. Shotgun players should carry clackers and frags. As like if you're taking those, that should be your priority as a shotgun player. Just for me, that in my thinking, that's where that should be, because you always know who to call then to get rid of something or open up your pathway. That's they are your breacher in essence and sort of your um team makeup. So if I need a door open, Omerta, get over here. I need a barb gone, Omerta, get over here. You always know that if which way your Omerta is going, that's the way you know the path is gonna hypothetically be
Indeed.
clear.
Right.
Um,
Gotcha.
Helios Brutus is our map today. I always, whenever I see Brutus, I always think of A2, A2
A2
Brute.
Brutus. Uh-huh.
Oh God,
Absolutely. You're
fuck you,
not the
Shakespeare.
only one that thinks that.
Yeah, high school Shakespeare. I'm so cultured, right?
Yep.
Um, Julius Caesar, man. Anyway, interesting barbs coming out. Loans
So
barb,
cultured.
it works. Yeah, it's cool. Doesn't matter. I like the window barb a lot more than I like a door barb, because window's a free entrance. They do have to kick door, and granted, if they kick it, it's gonna be quicker to get through. But you should really be more concerned with this barb because it's faster. If you use the barb down here, look at how fast that is to get to door.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
basically, it's a solid 4 or 5 squares closer to that northern door that they have to get button than it is to anything else. Um, Very interested to see how TBD is going to take this. They are going for that Lone's red door. I like it. I'm not. I think the only reason that barb is there is to push them into that sort of Western take. But
Right.
I personally don't see the value in that. But I am not Global Breakout, and I am not on the top team in the league
Well,
currently. So
Domsey might be playing off the door, which gives him a steeper angle here. So if you're
mm-mm.
forcing him into this, he has a steeper angle on you.
That's a
Where
good point.
they don't have as much cover here, which means which Sachi can then chuck a Molly on, right?
Very
So
true.
they're waiting for the Molly here, where Domsey's trying to get the attention here. All right, as Lone's door goes out, they start spilling in. Gunfire starts raining out. Oh, but Domsey picks off one, but Sachi gets taken out in the reply. Plebdo takes out another. As the fire goes hot and heavy here in Lone's. Domsey laying down more fire from that teller point as Revenant slowly working his way through those vents now. Muerta and Kuko now trying to just make sure they got everything ready. Muerta does have Clack and Nade here as they start pushing in. Finally, Kuko kind of pushes Plebdo back a little bit, but it is a 4v3 right now. See if they pick up from here. As Muerta makes his way slowly over the button, does get Vault open. Revenant just waiting patiently to be able to... They need to be able to pull more defenders over here, right? Argo just watching that door. Oh! As Plebdo starts rotating, Muerta taking those gunfights. Revenant now coming in from the side of Akazo, drops him right there. Revenant and Argo getting into a little scuffle here as now the defenders start backing out. Plebdo is cut off though as Revenant starts coming in. He knows he's on the backside security. Oh, they drop out. Now Argo, Kuko moving his way in. They now just need to hold the bolt as as Plebdo gets dropped from behind. Domsey has no health. He cannot engage. He's just gonna have to back off.
Yeah, making the right call here, looking for util and everything,
Yep.
saving that Ingmar, very very wise, picking up a Molly, hiding in the bathroom. I
Really,
mean,
really well played there. Rev coming in on that flank did so much damage. As
hmm
Akazo and as well Argo started trying to take that engagement on the doorway. Didn't have to jump to the window, just had to apply that pressure and did get a kill. So perfectly well played.
yeah, I mean, just that's nerve wracking in and of itself, and just to be waiting, let alone an event, and just be like, I can't go yet, I can't go yet, I can't go yet.
Well, you
Spend a
watch two
minute
of
in
your
the round.
teammates get dropped. Yeah, two of your
Yeah,
teammates are dead.
yeah, it's not my problem. I was sitting in the vent.
I mean, Kuko, give it to Kuko and Omerta really getting finally established in off of that point,
hmm
off of that loans and being able to push in and finally started to apply pressure. It required them to the defenders to or global breakout to reposition, and that gave them the opening that they really really needed there.
Absolutely. Now, Attila quarterback is our next dome map. So cool map, very open bomb. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
Most interesting feature on this map, and I know it's been around for a long time, but I'm honestly just kind of upset we haven't seen this more. Is the double entry on D-Day, the double landing craft. I love that. I think that's so cool. Um, I want more of that. Give me more. Anyway, what we tend to see a lot of teams do is tend to just take green. Green is such a strong take. Uh,
that
Occasionally,
I've
we'll
seen
see
a
them.
lot of that, and I've seen a lot of this coming in off
The
of the green
reason
side.
I don't like this is because you really fall off into such a choke.
Yep.
You see it a lot. I'm not saying that you don't, but I think like better
Mhm.
teams who are like more confident, maybe. I hesitate to say confident, you know, it's just like it's like a weapon for them, but they're more confident in their ability to take something like this. I think green is a much safer and much more eco-friendly way, but because of where it falls within the eco lineup within the maps being last, you're going to take a charge here, and I think this charge is better than obs. And then of course you have to frag this barb, and you might even get Domsy here if you get it far back enough. But we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tough just because Donzi's throw is gonna be fighting off from that barbed wire as well. So yeah, when that
hmm
frag goes down there, it's gonna be a little bit dangerous. Looks like they're using the wall charge here for the door up on that north side. As that does go out, more to just. I do like this play only because all you're trying to do there is apply pressure, right?
hmm
So that way you get this green door entry. Right, it's causing the look at how far the defenders are now playing back here, right?
Yeah, and Plebdo
So
was
now,
right here watching
yeah,
base.
and now, because of
Oh,
that,
Domsy.
yep, taking. Well, he's getting crossfired right now. He is completely pinched. So as long as they keep the pressure up here, Muerta should be able to take him. It's Clacker, making sure he's totally got nothing. Revenant's still running underneath the map.
Revenant does a little trolling.
Yep, yep. Okay, Flash finally comes out so they can push in. Oh, the snipe comes out though, but Domsy does get taken out in reply from Mace as they are now starting to push up. They do have base control now. Flash goes out on base, making sure that that's clear.
Still have three
Smoke
flashes
did go
left.
up. Yep. Another smoke goes out though. Makibus now right on top of Argo. Drops him. He's pushing in on Plebdo too. Gets him as well. Oh, the pressure is just really coming in from Mackie. Really good play getting up close. And now the snipe's coming out from Mace as he comes in. Oh, man. So Sachi Akazo now. Molly goes out. Really good Molly there. Smoke goes out on the backside, forcing the defenders to come forward as Mackie now trying to bait them forward. Gets another one! Oh my gosh, this man is playing out of his mind right now. It's all down to Akazo. He can do a lot of damage here with that gun, but there's not a lot of time left. He's gonna have to make that peak as he gets cut down by Revenant.
Mackedold Moosington with the 3K.
Rushes the smoke, like just emerges, surprises Argo, and then Plebdo's looking the long angle, and then gets the short angle on him, and just Plebdo has to react shot to try to hit him and misses.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
what a
true.
good play! And then gets the bait jiggle up as he tries to push in. ultimately sacrificed himself, but god dang, did the damage they needed.
I just I don't know what sound a moose makes, but that if a moose had a battle cry, I heard it coming from Mackey's mic there. Do moose make sounds?
Of course they do.
But what kind? Yeah, but like what kind of sound?
I
It's like
mean,
the
if you think about it, like out of all the animals in Animal Kingdom, when you think of like moose, don't you think that they would just sound like the word moose? Like you don't
like
hear a
they
lion
say,
going lion,
they
right?
say their name like they're a
You don't
Pokemon.
hear a chicken doing chicken.
Yeah, they're
You
they're
hear a moose and be
Pokemon.
like moose, right? Like that sounds way closer, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's it right here from DPL. Moose are actually Pokemon. Fun fact. Um,
They're
okay.
also dangerous as hell, so
Oh yeah, I mean, there's that
don't
have
try
you
to
seen?
capture them. They will destroy you.
They're massive too. They're
Yes,
big. They're
yes.
like, oh, um, what's this map? Constricted Paladin. Um,
Back to constricted paladin.
okay, so here on Constricted Moose, we're gonna see reception take most likely into a wall charge back here. Really solid take instead of wanting to actually go onto the stage because then that's a half jump to have to get through there. I like this putting as we so nicely see from Global Breakout as they put their numbers there. Probably a split push here onto this backstage. I like Barb is ready, and then seems to be some debate still on where to put the wall charge. That's where the marker is, but that's where the line is. So we'll see what wins out.
Yeah, the question is where is Omuerta gonna play? Is he
Wait,
if he plays off the ramp? This is a really brutal like hold spot right
that's
here.
true. Quick question:
Yeah,
Do mooses have tails?
yeah.
Mooses. So like this kind of looks like
Moose.
a moose.
Yeah.
Then you get the antlers. It's like a real majestic moose,
he is
isn't
he
it?
is he's leaping, right? He's got
Yeah,
those
it's
long legs. Yeah, he
you know
got
it's
that
like the
antlers up
medieval
here.
lion,
Yeah,
but it's a moose.
and he's leaping into the air. Yeah, I see it. I see it now.
The moose is my family
Mace playing
crest.
his position could do so much damage. He just needs to sit. If he the swing, Mace drops
Ooh,
one, Revenant the other, gets another. Oh my
huge
gosh! It
damage.
just oh yeah. They did go down though. Both Revenant and Mace did get taken out here, but that is a lot of damage. That's a lot of utility that's left on the ground. So, and now they're pushing out Muerta, just making like Kristen and bailing out of there.
Man, I don't know what to say. I'm still thinking about mooses.
Omar Ditcher laying down some fire through the wall bangs and club through those thin walls, but not finding purchase on anybody. Domsey getting that flash off the backside of the hall as they both rush out. Yeah, they're gonna try to get this pincer on club, and it's gonna be dangerous.
They have left wall charge and clacker in reception to wait till they secured
Yeah.
this. It's a good call.
Kuko's still playing off of that green door with that knack, though, just waiting. Waiting to hear that glass break. If Pleb actually... Oh, just checking to make sure lockers is clear. Right. Okay, there's the wall breach on Kuko. Does a lot of damage. This Blood Dog knocks in from behind. Drops two. It's down to Kuko. Danced around this stage. He is in trouble right now. Got to swing a Sachi and
Oh,
gets
man.
them. Oh, but Pleb had rotated back through this green door again. Woo! Surgical. Yeah, that flat walk flank from Plebdo just caught him by surprise. Got Omuerta and Mackie. God
Yeah,
dang.
I mean, I'm not sure how Mackie didn't win that fight there just because Plebdo is in a barbed wire, but
Yeah.
Plebdo obviously just a superior aimer there. Locking down the round with a 4K.
Ooh, ooh. Are they gonna get the wall charge? Oh yeah, they got 6 seconds. He's got.
They used the wall charge. What are you
Oh,
talking
they
about?
used it already. I'm a dingus.
Yeah.
That's right. That's how they got in there.
He's picking
Holy
up
hell.
the pieces
I
of the
just, I
wall.
was recalling
It's,
from behind. He's putting it back in his pocket. Well, you
he's
had
like,
made the call that they had dropped it in there, and then I just, for some reason,
you assumed
glossed
it was
over the
left
fact
there,
that the
yeah.
wall charged was even in there. So
No,
yeah,
no,
I got you.
he's like,
My God,
you'll
that's
make it home.
funny.
I'll take you home. He's like, it's like those Vietnam movies where like the guys are like picking up the body parts. It's like, I'll get you home, buddy.
I'm
Just
sorry,
like,
I was distracted by all our moose talk. How am I supposed to realize that they used the
yo,
wall?
yeah, dude,
We're having deep moose
yeah,
discussions
Bruce conversation,
here.
and
Also, I have
Uh,
goldfish brain, so I didn't remember what happened 5 seconds later while I'm making these calls. So that
nah,
also
it's okay.
makes
I'm
me
here to keep you straight. I'm here to keep you straight. That's why
very
I'm the
sad.
that's why I'm the color commentator. I'm the one with the big brain, which
You're
is
the
actually
anchor. You're the anchor on
that's
this
what
team.
makes this scary. That's what makes this scary is that I'm the one with the brain here.
Oh boy.
Oh, um, dynamic duo over here. So Helios Brutus. Um, now I am a little interested to see actually what Global Breakout are going to do here. It looks like they're really panning for a green take and a entrance take, which I like. I really do like this a lot
Ooh.
because I think you can run into a lot of issues going loans, like we saw happen actually to TBD. They lost half of their entry team here, which is four guys. So that round really came down to Kuko and Omerta winning the round. And I feel like going entrance here with two people is actually a lot safer. So I think it might be. I can't tell if it's going to be a 1-4 because they have the two written here. So it might be a 2-3 into manager events. Not too sure. We'll we'll wait and see what happens. But I like how safe this is because also you can make a hero play for button here. Like if you frag this or smoke like they have marked out, you can just run through the barb and just hit button and sacrifice yourself. And if your team is already through either managers or security, you can get in there. By the time that defenders are able to hit button again, they'd actually close you in. So it makes more sense for them just to fight you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this Mace playing off these vents is gonna be brutal. But if they get this played right, I mean Mace is gonna be having to deal with the three here while Mackey's dealing with the two coming in off of security. So Rev backing up off the loans. Now that he knows, he's playing with confidence now. He doesn't think they're gonna do a second breach. So now he can actually use that as a defensive position. They did hear Argo come in though, so Mace is just waiting for them to make the push in. As they start laying down some fire in, nobody holding Teller. Nobody wants that responsibility.
A lot to ask. That's where the money
Grenade
is,
goes
man.
out. There's the barb. Omerta waiting. Good Molly goes out. More
Ooh,
delay.
Mace is. Look at Mace and Argo though.
Ooh! Mace gets Argo, so that's a lot of that pressure there. Domsey now. As Omerta swings and gets Sachi, the flash goes out. Smoke goes out, but there's an auto shotgun there. Why do you want to challenge that? That seems like a poor choice. Akazo goes for the hero play, but gets dropped. Mackey's just holding this door, though. Oh,
Mackie,
but
how
he
do you lose
loses!
that?
And Mace! Oh no! It's going all sideways. Domsey and Plebdo now have complete control. As Kuko now is trying to fight in. Now they gotta come in one at a time. Revenant trying to make the spin. Gets them both!
Oh
Oh
my
my
god!
gosh! That play went from 0 to hero real quick and then went back to 0
Yo,
again. But holy
Revenant, spinning like a Beyblade. Did you see
yeah.
that? Kill, swap around, kill Domsey. I mean, damn. I don't know, like how three people lost that fight, like individually. The three separate people lost the same fight. That's just unfortunate.
But man, I thought Donzi was dead for sure. He kicks a door open, then is walking through barbed wire, and Mackie is just ingmaring at him. I don't know if his aim was into the ceiling, but goodness gracious, that was almost a tragedy right there. Because I mean, that defense from Omuerto was just so well played off a button, and then Nakazo just was able to slip in real quick.
But
Or
that's
I
what I was
think it was
talking about, though.
Barbo.
That's what I said. Is like
Yeah, I
you
went for
just
the hero
sacrifice
play.
yourself there. You go to the
Yep.
hero play. All you got to do is smack the button. Like even if
Yeah.
it's with like you're already dead and you're falling and you accidentally hit it with your hand, it's still gonna open, and that's still like 10 seconds. That is gonna. I think it's 5 or 10 seconds for Vault to open.
Yeah.
I don't know that, and I should. But it's still gonna start opening, which is exactly as we saw. So like you don't need to be alive to protect button. There's no
Right.
point in protecting button unless
Well,
you have to make your
that
way
is
like
a
across map.
even if it was 5 seconds, it's got a 2 second cooldown delay once the button's been hit. So it's actually 7 seconds in total for you to reset the vault, right? So that's the thing is like that's enough time for anybody to run into the vault
Yeah,
because you have
if
got
they're over there.
well, but yeah, but it's still 12 total seconds for somebody to make their way through, and they were planning on that. So
Hmm.
I mean, the one thing is like there was no defender ready to be like you said they lost all their gunfights trying to get to the vault.
Yeah, I mean, this is down to the wire though. 5-6, currently in
Yeah.
favor of PBD. Now, Global Breakout here actually, not that they want to lose, but a tie here is great for them because then that means they're 1.5 going into game 3, they only need to win 6 rounds. They don't have to go for the closeout, whereas TBD here really looking for that. Um, as we do see, as I did mention, it looks like Global Breakout looking at that observations take. That's something I've seen them do more and more. I like it. Just because it seems to me the main goal is to push them off of their ruins cover here into the sight lines of your teammates in base.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. With them taking this observation, yeah, you get that funnel.
are we getting a power play? Like, I can't tell if that's a circle or just like, oh yeah, it's here.
Yeah.
We'll see. They do have MBGs. I do see MBGs out on the attackers here.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So it will be a power play here that we're going to be getting here. But yeah, I do
Okay.
like this ops play too. Even though you'd be like, well, ops doesn't get you anything. Well, if there's somebody making calls here from ops, giving
Yeah,
breach calls.
Obs gets you
So
that, but more
yeah.
importantly, what Obs gets you is into pit.
Right, which is currently has nobody there. So this is going to be a free
Hmm.
power take. One flare on Mackie. Rev and Mace just waiting on the side of base there.
But there are already
Great
2
play.
flares placed, though.
Well, that was when Mackie checked it. Oh,
Yeah,
there's a third one now, yeah.
yeah. So we got one.
Base. Oh, Domsy drops Mackie, who tried to get the shot but didn't quite get it. Frank goes out in the middle of jungle as they line up. 2-man. Oh, Rev gets taken out. Mace dropped. Kuko with the cross afterwards. Whew. Kuko is up in that little nest, though. He can chill out up there. Muerto, though, on that backside. Throws a molly for Domsy and Pit. That backside pressure is a little bit tough. Oh, Argo is now just waiting for Kuko. Ooh, oh, Muerto.
How is he not dead there?
Might have hit the... Oh, okay, door kicked in. Smoke goes out. Molly. Oh, Muerto now getting pressured from the opposite side. Oh, Kaz is going to get this easy. Yep. And Kuko tries to push out. Nargo drops him, so clean take. 50-50s. Alright, so like you said, Global Breakout gets this win. Gets it to the tie. That's 1.5, so now they just have to make it halfway through. That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. That's it. They only have to get 6 rounds, man. Global
Yeah,
Breakout,
cleaner
very
game
convincing
from
there.
TBD though. Yeah, cleaner game from
Yeah,
TBD though.
much better. They show that they contend. They can contend with Global Breakout, but unfortunately, you can't be having misstep games like that in a grand finals. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's a hard thing because we did see, TBD seems like they woke up a little bit. They're starting to figure out the plays a little bit better, but man, it's just so hard because Global Breakout is just playing lights out right now.
Yeah, an insane amount of plays coming out from Global Breakout. Now, of course, did have a few missteps. Uh, nothing major. I mean, there were a few. Like I don't know how TBD won that bank round. Like, how did that happen? What was the point? Like, how do you let Revenant run up on you, gun you down at a teammate you have line of sight on? I know you're defusing bomb, but you had enough time where you could have fought him, and then just absolutely like matrix spin on you. I have like in my head, Revenant swings around, dodges some bullets, Gruber in one hand, and just lasers the guy on bomb.
Yep.
What was that? What
I,
happened? What happened?
I don't know. I don't know, Zombie. I mean, like, it was just a really good play from Revan, and he just was bamboozling them he was shooting on one side and then ran to the other and was shooting on the
You're
other
a
side.
dev. You should know
Walked
these
into it.
things. Come on, you make stuff for the game.
It was a
Gotta.
great aimer moment. What can
Yeah,
I say?
that's true. It was a gamer moment. Spinning like a Beyblade, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, did you have?
Just fire wildly.
Do you remember Beyblades?
Yeah, dude.
Yo, those were the shit. Those were great.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, the original like chunky ones, the like
Do you
plastic metal
remember?
ones.
I'm just gonna tell you. Do you
Yeah,
remember Spinges?
I don't think I had spinches.
Yeah, dude. You gotta look that shit up. Those are like that was the prior to Beyblades. Before that existed, there were Spinges.
Spinches have an anime though.
No, they don't.
Yeah, so it's not as cool. Not
No,
as
you're
cool.
right.
Certifiably not as cool. Gotta have the anime, you know? It's like, so it brings it all together. Like Pokemon had an anime and video games. Talk about a trifecta, right? Trading card game, video game, TV show.
Yeah, I mean, when you pick that up, kind of like what League's doing right now.
Yeah, when are we gonna get a due process animated series?
Oh, dude, I'd just be down with the due process comic book, man. Hell
Eh,
yeah.
comic books are the old. We're
I
looking towards
know.
the future, and like
Yeah,
that.
well,
That just I don't think I've ever been to a comic book shop.
I just
Legitimately,
want
like I go to game
to.
stores. Like I play like Magic the Gathering and stuff, and like board games. I love. Never been to a comic book store.
Ooh, looks like we're getting a switch out here from Global Breakout. They're bringing an Ender instead. So
Yeah,
bringing
we
in
got
bringing in
the
some new
homie going in
players.
there, and I
Yeah.
know we're actually getting a sub also
Yep.
on TBD. Although
Yep.
I don't know who it is yet, so we're gonna wait on that.
It looks
Um,
like it's Chrome Trigger.
oh, we're getting the DPL child in here. Okay, okay, we're getting the, one of the absolute youngest members of DPL on the base department here. Um, Very exciting to see. Not sure who's going to be they are going to be replacing at this point, but we'll see what's up. Now, Chrome Trigger historically is a very strong player for the base department. He is an absolute fragger. Um, like he delivers those kills when you need them. Uh, Little ratty though, and in my experience playing and watching Chrome Trigger play against Global Breakout, it seems to me like Global Breakout tends to be better at reading the plays that come out from Chrome Trigger. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's as good as doing the fragging as you say, I mean, that's kind of one of the things that's, you know,
Why is he say
lately
it like
missing
that?
here
Yeah,
on well, I mean, it
it's,
just feels like there's been a couple of times where man, just one extra kill would have made a huge difference between these two teams. So, you know,
well, I mean that's how games work sometimes. You know,
well,
the
that's
one
why this
extra
game
kill.
can be so dang close. It's like, yeah, it can just come to one little kill and it swings the entirety of the momentum.
Yeah. So we're still waiting for the teams to get queued up. It looks like Chrome Trigger will be replacing Omerta. It's unsurprising. It's a little bit past Omerta's. Oh, Murda's still in? Am I reading this wrong? Oh, it's Kuko. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Getting rid of the European. Yeah, Europeans
Mhm.
messing everything up. But yeah, no, I'm not used to seeing Omerta with a new profile picture, so I get confused. Sorry. Um, will be exciting to see though. Chrome Trigger and Mackie Muse tend to play together really well, so I think the introduction of that real sort of copacetic duo in terms of playing is going to be really good for TBD here and will help them hopefully secure a game. Uh, Beyond that, I love Render, cool dude. It's gonna show up and hopefully be really the deciding factor here for Global Breakout. Now,
Definitely.
what are you expecting here, Zach? What's your call? Let's see. Let's look into your crystal
Well,
pixel ball here
I
and
want this
see.
game to go to a tie, so I want the base department to actually get the win here. I mean,
Okay.
we saw them get absolutely slammed the first game, tied the second game. So if momentum serves to proves to serve, then we might actually be able to get them to get a win here.
Yeah.
Again, bringing in Chrome Trigger might be just the key that they need. I mean, I know Kuko's a fantastic player though, so we'll see. Is Chrome a little bit warmed up yet or not? So
It's
there's
gonna
kind of
depend
an
on
X
if
factor here between like Ender and Chrome. These are two X
you
factors
know,
kind of coming to your
Chrome
game.
is only going to do well here if he had his nap and his juice box. That's what's going to be the deciding factor for Chrome Trigger. Is- he has his animal crackers and his little orange juice. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
I get you.
Um,
So in any case, we'll
he's
see
gonna
how
kill me later.
that plays out. You know, maybe it's just what either of these two teams needs. So, I mean, again, all the momentum here is on Global Breakout. All they need to do is get to the halfway mark. You know, get it to six, but they
Yeah.
don't have to do seven. So
Well,
that's a steeper hill for TBD to climb.
it is, and as we have the players pointing out here, this abomination of a map. Receiver Orion here is our map today. This is a long storefront.
Hmm.
Teller Red Door, not something we've seen in a while, but that really messes with the sort of traditional stronghold that Teller has been. So Barb here being placed from TBD, really smart. You really have to do it. Um, Wall charge actually going out from Global Breakout here, wanting to rely on sort of tried and true methods of getting into storefront. I like it. I would be slightly worried about a sort of a light arcade hold here, but really I don't think will make a huge difference. So we're gonna
Yeah,
get
it's
a sort of bullhorn split push. Sorry, what were you
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. The crazy part is if you use this wall charge and get immediate control over freezer, you've
Hmm.
now basically have access to power. You have this rotational that you could use if you needed it, and you if there's anybody playing here defensively can absolutely crush in on top of them because all your
Yeah,
resources can go in dedicated on that.
yeah.
Meanwhile, you can devote one or two people going in off of the storage, right? You still have
Hmm.
control over all this section here, right? It doesn't take much to rotate over here, so defense has to dedicate somebody to watch this storage, right? So
Yeah.
this is going to be interesting how this plays out. Kazo does have this sniper and clacker, so this is going to happen.
Taking their time by Green Door. I like it.
Yeah, they're waiting for Kazo to get his rotate around there. So there goes the wall breach. Chrome trying to just lay out some damage on that storage. The frag did go out, clear that barbed wire, so they do have free access now into storage. As Akazo gets the first pick on Chrome off of that arcade, and Mace gets picked up immediately right after as the attackers sweep in through this office. The Kazo has storefront locked down. Now it's just down to Mackie Moose. Does get Domsy, and now they can start pushing him. He does back out, across into the fridges, trying to get out of there as Revenant just gets cut down. Mackie Moose does swing around though and does pick up Ender as Omertas trying to give him cover from that doorway. Mackie Moose tries to take out Plebdo, but I mean he's already trying and doing so much damage. Omerta laying down some fight. Does get flashed. Argo trying to get the door open. Oh!
Oh, the super
Omerta!
shorty.
Super shorties, but the attackers do get the kill as he's trying to lay down some damage. That did cause the Kazu to use more ammo, so economy. They do pick up their clacker as well, I believe.
Yeah, they got the close round though. But again,
Yeah,
Chrome Trigger not quite getting the memo that storefront was breached there. Swings
yeah,
directly into a saber.
yeah. Not so bueno
Not
when.
ideal. Not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal at all. But
Um,
I mean, that's just one of those things where, like you said, once you take control of like that storage and the storefront, I mean, there's just nowhere the defenders can stand except for on the back half of that map, right? Mackie tried to do his
mhm.
damage right from the freezer because it didn't get fully cleared, but then he had to completely bail out. Did get another flank though, so he got two flanks on that map, which was actually kind of nice, probably for him.
Yeah, very very nice stuff. Now, Spider Marshal, our kill dome map here, kind of very similar to what we saw in our map, our dome maps with the southern side castle a few matches ago. Now, again, observation charge is really the only way to go here. Observation gets you so much info. You do have to be careful about sort of the head glitch right here. Playing this barb, very important, as well as just swinging out of here can be so hard to do. Now, your bomb, eastern facing, you're gonna obviously be expecting some sort of probably a 2-3 because by taking obs and by crossing here, you can effectively clear base to allow beach to move in. I like it. You do have to be careful of some swings and particularly some ratty stuff that can happen in here just on this very very open door, as well as possibly a mop up here if I can draw a straight line for a second, watching an angle like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like that's the one thing is this ops could be a potential death trap only because there are some pretty gnarly angles that you can take, like you were saying off of here. You do have to eventually see if you need to clear pit. I do know that people have ratted on the backside of this door, and then once they call, hey, they're in on base, right? Once they're here, you can just open up the door and swing in behind them.
Hmm.
So it is a danger to have that pit sitting, that pit door not checked, but.
It happens. Chrome Trigger with the auto shotty. Classic Chrome Trigger moment. Going to be playing right by the door. Let's see if he's able to get any kills here.
Yeah, definitely. You can see them all stacked up. Look at them. Look at it. They know they're doing this ops play. Molly goes out.
Very cool Molly. Very cool. Chrome has the backup.
And Akazo, is he going to swing
Ooh.
on him? Flash goes out. Oh, no, smoke goes out. Is he
Oh,
going to
he's
swing?
slow. Here.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh!
gets two! Oh, man, almost gets a third as Omorta now takes place to try to hold that. As Mackie did go on the backside. Flash did go out. Revenant! Oh, gets the swing out and drops Ender. It is now a 3v2 right now. Omerta looking
What are
for
you
another
doing?
one. No, he gets. Oh man, Plebdo is on the inside now. Omerta getting a little bit too big. Now it's a 2v3. Nope, it's a 1v3 as Argo just picks off Mace on the backside. Oh man, it's all down to Rev, and he's got a hold in this ops. He is hiding here.
Taking our
I
time.
think Revenant does see him through the window. Tries to do a
Yeah.
swing. Pleb gets dropped. Okay, Revenant now has a little bit of time to work. Gets Argo in the open. Oh, what a perfect rotate. Must have seen him through the TVs, but man, perfect rotation. What is he looking for?
The mop. I think he's looking for the
Oh
mop.
yeah, yeah he is. Makes it falling all the way back to the far side there.
Gets the
Oh,
mop in the
so what
LS.
a clutch round there. Omuerta kind of gave up the store right there when he kind of tried to ultra peek out the door. Just let him come to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm telling you, it's the wonders a juice box will do for you. It will get you 2Ks with the auto shotty. Like everyone,
Dude,
that's
that
what.
was such patience to wait for an opening for him to get that swing, though.
Yeah, I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
Now we are on Star Ares. I hate this map. I really do. I don't like this map. It's so like bamboozling. Like the idea behind this. Um, like you could just charge on the bomb at the wall. I don't know why you do that, but you can do that. You can kind of hold bomb through windows. It's more so. What's frustrating about this is it's actually more effective just to take courtyard and just stand in courtyard and hold these windows as an attacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of you get like this unholy star of angles right on this bomb. Like it doesn't it's not fun. It's frustrating. Um Now as we see, Gold Breakout very intelligently are scared of this pixel peek over this club lockers onto this red door. They obviously know to expect that. Only two barbs coming out here on Brick House, and lockers, very good barbs. Generally, what I see teams do is lockers tends to be the sort of linchpin in holding this map and defending it. Sort of a lockers club is much more important to you than holding brick house, just because the more you have a lot more defensive capabilities from the club and lockers, particularly when it comes to a bomb that you can't actually hold.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
I'm expecting sort of actually a very eco minded take, maybe a door charge. Yep, there's it comes out the door charging club. I was about to say you could also maybe expect one here in Brickhouse. This double barb is interesting because you kind of fake them out. If they want to destroy this barb, they might use the nade too early. Otherwise, it just kind of it's annoying for them. Not actually placing the double barb, but third barb, just fourth barb actually, just hanging out on Omerta wherever he wants to put it as they get into the round here.
Yeah, they might wait to. I would love to see it if this. Well, they don't have a frag. Oh, they do have a frag. So if this gets fragged, throw one here, right? Do your backup molly or the barbed wire for the. Oh, they put it on the store. So courtyard's now barbed as well. He's holding on the smoke. This was wall smoked by flags. As they start lighting up club, they start moving in. They see that the... Oop, okay, frag goes out, so they do clear the wire off the backside of the club. As Domsey and Nakaza now working their way onto that lumberyard. Molly goes out to delay. The wall bangs are hot and heavy. Another...
Ooh.
Oh, that was a great Molly, though. It does separate Argo, but the defenders really can't challenge him right now. So, waiting. Backside, knows that Akaza's just laying some shots. Oh, gets dropped immediately. Oh, it was in tandem.
Oh, Maximus dies to UAV.
Oh man, this is just going from bad to worse as Chrome Trigger now tries to work his way into Domsey. Gets it. Mace, Chrome Trigger. Mace laying down fire. They're kind of pincered in here now with a defender on either side. Attackers need to have make a move. They only have one flash remaining on Ender. Oh, Argo gets the charge and kills friggin' Chrome Trigger. It's up to Mace now, trying to. He does have that brick house side, which is the bomb. Like maybe they can be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I thought
Brick
the bomb
house.
was turned that way, but
Nah.
oh, Ender gets the pick for the final
Bad map
kill.
design. Yeah.
Oof.
You know. Placement bomb. Yeah.
Rump.
Bad
I mean,
map.
the problem being is that if the Bob ever gets redesigned and like
Yeah,
the
it's
way that
it's
that
not even
has
it's,
to-
it's just the
like, it'd be
placement.
impossible for you to guard.
No, it's just the courtyard. The courtyard
Yeah.
is what's horrible.
I guess
Mackie
it would be
didn't
in
do
the
anything
middle.
because he died to the UAV, all because he forgot that you can shoot out windows apparently. So you just spaced on that the UAV can see you.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not the first time that's happened. We had that kill house map a while ago where the truck gun could laser you through a hallway, which was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
I'm a proponent that the windows should just block all UAV, even if they don't exist. Just say that it's at a steeper angle that the UAV can attack from, right? Like, I don't understand that.
it is what it is. But either way, we now
Sorry,
have the flip
sorry,
flop.
it just triggered my designer.
Yes. My
My
rocks
designer
don't need
irksomes.
to be climbed on. I
Yeah.
made things that nobody needs to climb on these things. You know,
Well, if I
old
want you to
old
climb,
man
I'll do it
Zach.
so you climb on it.
Oh no, don't climb on the props. Old man Zach's gonna get angry and come yell at
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's the end of our first quarter here, 2-1 in favor of Global Breakout. But let us remember that TBD did fantastic on attack last game. So
Yeah.
with 6 in a row here, they certainly have a chance to do some serious damage. Now, we might see some shakeup here. I wonder what they're actually thinking. So worried about a lot of sort of crossfires, and as we already see, Global Breakout very conscious of the very strong wall charge storefront push. I do want to take a minute to talk about their barbs, though. This barb here in the middle of Freezer, fantastic. Really, not only can slow on that approach from Freezer, but also forces them through it unless they want to take this angle a lot steeper, giving you more time in the southern side of Freezer to shoot them. Arcade barb, A plus, screen door, gotta put it there. I really like this barb because it prevents you from getting swung on close here. Just psychologically, they're gonna want to swing long, and also it's good to sort of lock down this angle mentally from the attackers. But Plebdo's getting brave. He's bringing the mop here, and he's got a peek through the window. He's got a pixel through the green door window.
Yeah, Rev is not going to have a good... Oh! Nope, he's back on. Rev's not going to have a good time here. They know it's there, right? Like... Okay, alright. Ender, Molly. And there's the shot. Whiffs it.
Whiff.
And that's the grenade. The barbed wire is now out. As they push in. Oh, Domsey gets full flash as they start moving in here. Just holding that storage. Waiting. Freezer did get blown. They are pushing in on Ender. Chrome. Oh, Domsey just absolutely wastes Mace. Oh, but Chrome follows it up perfectly. Plebdo tries to get another shot out there, but finds no purchase anyway as Revenant now trying to push up into them. Oh, Argo takes a fight with Omerta and loses. Good molly out on Office, but now that whole side is starting to get fallen apart as
Oh.
Chrome takes another one. Oh, Akazo though. Omerta got a little bit too big for his break. Oh, Akazo could get this flank. Oh, this could be nightmarish. Okay, he
Oh
did let him
no.
know. Mackie gets
Mackie,
taken
what are
up
you
by
doing?
Akazo. Chrome, and now it's up to Chrome in this crossfire as Rev now fighting with Plebdo does drop him. It's now in a 2v1 as Akazo now has to rotate back. They don't know exactly where he is yet, but he is stuck in those fridges. Woo! Alright, unloads his entire clip, which he is now getting rushed. Oh, and he gets another one! Oh,
Oh,
Chrome finally
Chrome.
mops up. Chrome carried, like you said, fragged out that
Yo,
round.
he had a
Needed to make those
good nap.
plays.
He had a good nap in a juice box. Chrome the homie. Man. Okay, okay, Chrome. Yeah, let's just win the round. Chrome's got to go looting here now. But that was down to the wire. Akazo making the hero plays, getting a
Oof.
3K at the end.
No kidding.
Man.
That was a tough push in too by Rev because that was he went pistol with the mop versus the AP-25 because I think Akazo ended up picking up another gun.
I mean, that's sometimes you gotta do that. I mean, the pistols do a decent amount of damage. The PK does
Yeah.
20 damage, so it's not a bad idea. It's just there are better options. Akazo though with some huge plays. If you wanna be interested, if you wanna like see some really interesting streams, definitely check out Akazo on Twitch. Would highly recommend his channel to anybody. Now we get to see how the base department are going to take on Spider Marshall here.
Yeah,
Um,
we saw how deadly that auto shotgun was in observation last time.
yeah, so definitely is deadly, but I think they'll be expecting it. It's one of those things where that kind of strat is only actually effective unless you're bad, like unless the team you're playing against is bad once. Like you can't be doing auto shotty runouts literally 3-4 times on them all the time, Tetra. So you gotta like keep that in
Gotta
mind that I don't think something like that's
pick
going
those
to
ones.
happen. Because also generally what teams will do here is if you're playing obs, because you'll be expecting that. Sometimes people will have a guy holding long with like an AP just exactly for that swing. Um, you always want to have at least one person with a gun up here. They're actually making a power play here. The base department going pit into that power. I think they'll have a very easy time of doing that, or maybe not, but they're talking about it. But by looking at that, they might have an easy time just because pit isn't generally where you put somebody in this map. You tend to really focus your resources onto jungle just because jungle is very strong to hold. A lot of cover, particularly one of my favorite spots under this bridge here, you can effectively shut down almost any push across. But they are actually Global Breakout kind of expecting the power play here. We have
Yeah.
one flare out already, and possibly another here just in the center of base. This is really going to come down to is how hard does Global Breakout want to counter a pit push here, or if they're just going to let it happen.
Yeah, also lots of long range weaponry coming out here for the defenders as we see
Mm-hmm.
Muerta get that door charge on, and they are pushing hard into this pit to get that power. They're going all out to try to capture this. Oh, they open up the door and are just laying out people through that frickin' smoke grenade. Plebdo cutting down Chrome Trigger. That's a huge loss here. As Omerta swings down back around and gets taken out by Argo. Man, double Igmars on that open door is just brutal. As Mace tries to get the swing and Plebdo drops him too and drops Mackie. This is coming off. This car is coming out. The wheels are coming off this sucker.
Yeah, Plepto with the 3K. That's a fat question
Yay.
mark from me, Chief.
I mean, they had the hard part was is even if you smoke this off, this upper angle here still has line of sight. And so you have you had 3 people just lined up gunning down this hallway. Woof, dude.
Yeah, different isn't always good.
Yeah.
Create as I say this in hesitation because you're an artist, I'm an artist. Creativity is not always a good thing. You know that's prime example number one. That just didn't work, man. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, like just the call out and the rotations were just so well done, from that ops into the pit. It just shut that push down immediately.
You know, that's what makes Global Breakout so strong, though, is they committed to that collapse. They weren't like, oh, I'm gonna let this guy take this fight and I'm gonna chill over here and do my thing. Um, literally just they collapsed on it full heartedly as a team, and also
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of hard to say like you literally died. Three members of TBD died in the
yeah.
line.
I was just gonna bring that up about how that went down. Where it's like, look at where all the bodies were placed, right? Literally in a straight line. So the attackers were trying to get to different positions, but just again cut down right in that
Hmm.
one line of sight was just pinned down, and then the one that tried to make it out got flanked. So
For
it
sure.
was
I
just they
mean,
had nowhere to go in there.
for me, pit is always like de facto don't go. It's just 100% of the time you do not go there. It is restricted territory because I rarely, unless there's a bomb in pit or it's like absolutely free, do you want to take it. It's just
Right.
9 times out of 10 isn't a good idea because your angles are so limited because you're just on those walkways, right?
Yeah.
It's a little rough. But either way, getting into the start of Star Aries here, I this is hard because Global Breakout here already halfway to winning this entire series. 3 rounds. Um, it's gonna be rough. So again, meta take here through the club. Gonna have to be careful of that peak on top of the stairs there. Again, Gold Breakout kindly reminding us of all the fantastic angles you have on that courtyard bomb. So many choices, a whole four of them. Uh, but generally, what we're going to see is already, yeah, 3 club take, probably 2 in courtyard or lumberyard. Pardon me. It's hard not to take lumberyard because with this shot across here, that can really free up some just sort of basic angles for your club team to be able to take this site more effectively. So 2 flash room, 1 top, 1 south. Uh, clear out that and really try and focus on clearing out these closer angles.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if they bring. Hopefully, they bring that frag for that barb. I would assume they, which is I'm already seeing one on there. So
Hmm.
good, good, good. Oh, they're
Yep.
using wall charger. Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, it is last round, you know.
Yep. Yep.
Kind
No,
of.
for sure.
What else? What other map would they use it on? I think this is it's really effective here. You know, it's really it.
Well, like you said, I mean, like you could do something kind of crazy and just get up into this lumber yard and just can't you just go straight in off of this,
Yeah, you
right?
can, but I feel like that's such a disrespectful strat because you're basically saying, "Oh, you're a team who
Here,
doesn't
come
know how
shoot
to
us.
aim." You're,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like here, come shoot us, and also like, "Hey, you obviously don't know how to aim, so I'm gonna do this."
Yeah. I will say that the barbed wire did not get placed off of the backside of this club, which it was marked for. So
Probably just forgot to grab it if I had to guess. Sometimes that does happen. You run out of time, man.
yep,
It's
yep.
people are saying that the downtime is too long, but in
Got
competitive, it's
the
so hard. Oh, you're through. They're through already.
yep, yep. Both mollies go out now, so that means the attackers will have control of this club pretty
Wait, wait,
soon here.
wait. Chrome just placed a barb.
Yep. Oof. Omerta
Oh,
drops Plebdo, but Plebdo gets Mace already. Argo gets a two-piece here, holding that backstage. Meanwhile, Rev and Chrome now are on Brickhouse. Chrome kicks the door open, takes 3/4 of his health, now gets dropped by Ender. It's all down to Rev, who's get flanked behind by Domsey. Oh, that was just heartbreaking. I
yeah,
thought when those two mollies went out because they were panicked, one was not correctly placed, the other one was a panic. I thought flashes would ring out here on that. They would just chuck
yeah.
as many flashes in here and try to take this as quickly as possible, and they just got diced up.
TBD right now has a real thing for just dying in a straight line. See,
Yeah.
they love doing it, man. That's like I don't know what else to tell you. Like they just all lost that fight to the same angle.
Yeah.
That's all that happened there.
Yeah, Argo just working off that doorway. You know, that doorway angle was pretty savage.
hmm And now getting into quarter number three, the second half. Global Breakout only need 2 rounds to take home another open grand final. Global Breakout really just expressing so much dominance here.
Yeah, TBD gonna really need to dig deep here to be able to. Yeah, I feel like it just needs to. They need more, and I wanted to say, oh yeah, they need to play together more. But we've now seen their team die together multiple times now. So you know they just need to make sure that they're taking good angles because that's what it's feeling like. They're just throwing themselves into the line of fire currently.
Yeah. Jackal Fury, very interesting map. Uh, we've already seen the. I think it was saw this earlier against Yakuza and Danger Doodles. Very very interesting map. So I'm expecting them to actually kick and barb this. I think that's what that's probably for. Um, Very interesting map, just in a lot of ways. We saw this come down to really to the wire. It looks like TBD are actually just wanting to take green in office, really sort of vie for this Western control and push towards the east. Walkway is not going to be such a big deal, kind of a tic tac toe thing going on here. Either way, sort of these secluded angles. That door is kicked. So now, what if TBD wants to really turn this around? I think a dock push here is actually not a bad idea. Since that office has now been kicked and you're denied entry into that.
And oh, right. Omerta gets on site, notices that the door is actually kicked open.
Good call on Alberta. Looks like
So
he's going down south.
I hope so. Nope, they
Oh,
frag
they
it out
frag it.
already. Alright, there's Molly. Omerta rotating. I bet he's gonna say, hey, we should probably frag the screen, but Plebdo waiting. Waiting. Oh! Shifts
Timing,
position.
man.
Oh man, that's brutal. Okay, door charge goes off. Oh, gets the
Ooh,
shot and Trome trigger.
just
Oh my
testing.
goodness. Oh man, that's a tough way to get taken out of this round. Another shot goes out, but did not find purchase on the next one as they start working their way up onto the server farm. Another molly on that backside though. Flash goes out in office. Utility wasted. We still have 2 flashes up there though. Maximus gets Flash out there. Argo ready to swing. Alright. Pushing Argo as he knows he needs to get out of there. Arta picking a fight with Ender here down on that southern side as Argo works his way back up. Plebdo drops another man. Man. Okay, smoke goes out now. Revenant just trying to buy time. Flash went out, but now it's pushing Plebdo as he gets backed off. As Maximus now trying to fight with Argo, and Argo wins. Meanwhile, Plebdo takes a 3K, and that was that map.
Yeah, Plebdo, solid performer here for Global Breakout. And now this is, like to remind everyone, this is a match point now for that. They're shooting the bodies. Global Breakout, doing some BM, doing a little trolling. I like it. Uh, just unfortunate for TBD. The sun is setting on their grand final run, and it is about to rise over the Global Breakout Kingdom. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, I was really hoping that the Maximus Mace combo up in that north side be able to engage Argo, but he just melted them with Nax.
those last few rounds. It just feels like they feel like it really feels that Global Breakout is forcing TBD to stagnate, and then because they stagnate, they waste so much time sometimes, and then are forced to make suboptimal decisions. About
Yeah.
like we push here now, we do this now. Um, Either way, Malice Fist. This I really like this map for a lot of reasons. Just because again, you have your double vault, um, so many fun things going on here. You really have to focus on that manager take. I also love how this particular vault door, as we can see, opens up facing to the south side. So you have this really sort of tunnel vision effect here. I like this bar because what you're expecting is that your team is still going to be holding this, and that really the main entry that's going to want to be taken here is through this window. So Barb is there, and Molly already prepped for that, very strong. I'm expecting probably a manager door charge here. Uh, but TBD really have to step it up to secure the win here, and they are far, far, far behind from doing that right now, and they really need something needs to happen here. They got to rely on that. Argo bringing out the auto shot. You like to see it. Pleb, though, once again with the mop, he has been an absolute brick wall here for Global Breakout. He has not let anything get past him yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say all the players here from Global Breakout here have really been contributing, each one shining kind of in their own moments here.
Absolutely. I mean, you have a superstar team. You expect superstar performance. Argo taking a lesson out of the Omerta and Chrome Trigger book here.
Yeah, just waiting off that backside this door with that auto shotty and a clacker, which is going to be not fun for anyone. Mace, will he be able to? Ooh, gets it on there. All right. Argo. Oh,
Oh,
La Muerta hits Mace as Argo charges the auto shotgun. So damage done. I mean, your idea as Argo is to and Akaza with the perfect molly drops
because yeah,
Mackie
he
right
airbursted it. He
after.
airbursted it over Mackie, man.
Oh
Oh
man.
no.
Alright, Murta now
So
pushing
yeah.
in Flash as they do push
Okay.
in. Ender, Plebdo, both get dropped there. Nice little tango entry here as Rev now trying to work his way around. Backside of Teller. This is a little bit dangerous. Yeah, you gotta work together. Ooh. Chrome taking a little bit of damage here as on the backside of Murta did get dropped. Oh no, Downsy. Oh boy, and that's the
That's
game.
it.
Downsy had the
That is
perfect
GG.
plant there. That silence frickin' ST is frickin' crazy strong.
Insane. But that's it. That is the game. And that, I wish I could sound surprised. I wanted
TBD.
I wanted Global Breakout to lose. I wanted TBD to win. I wanted a new champion crowned, but Global Breakout continually loves proving me wrong, and they are once again our DPL super team, our individual superstar wall of just like they have such a wall of trophies at this point. They are your DPL Winter Open Part 2 Grand Champions. Uh it's insane. It's an insane run.
Yeah, big
Congratulations to them.
yeah, big congrats to them to come up through the through the ranks and just showing that they're still the dominant force here in DPL right now as we look at this. And hey, TBD, a team that just has been newly put together with a lot of talent, and see if they continue playing together and going forward. Because yeah, I won't lie, it was an exciting series to watch for sure.
Yeah, very exciting series, and that it was game two there. I mean, if you have any doubts about the base department being able to compete with Global Breakout, look at game two. I mean, they can do it, but just misstep after misstep in game one and game three just uh, weren't quite working out for them, and they were playing into Global Breakout's hand at every single turn. So that is it. I think
Yeah, most definitely. Well,
we
we
are going to throw to a very brief break, actually, and then don't leave, don't go anywhere. We are going to get some interviews with some of the players coming up very shortly, but we want to find out which one wants to get up here. So we're going to take a quick break, going to get back, and we'll be right back here with some interviews. All right, and we are back. We are here with Chi from Site Chief from Global Breakout. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I mean, you won pretty
Mhm.
decisively at that. Very convincing.
I mean, we definitely knew we could do it. It's just always good to go out there and show it. They are definitely a super duper strong team,
Hmm.
and they earned their spot to be here, and they showed why they earned that today.
For sure. I
Uh,
mean, particularly that game two was incredible to watch. I mean, that was really a back and forth and a fantastic win to secure that tie for you guys.
mhm.
It was huge.
We were really happy to get that one. We had been going through so many technical issues that game, so just getting that round at the end there was just such a sigh of relief. We
Yeah,
had uh, we had EK just not able to IGL us for about the first 5 rounds. We had my ping still going haywire, and it's by the end of that game, I just was like, I've had enough. I can't do this. So Render hopped in, and obviously we know how cracked Render is. That's why we
absolutely.
picked him up. He's absolutely amazing. Love to have him. But no, TBD definitely played super well that second game, especially compared to the first. There, like the first couple of rounds, you saw they came down super close, and they were just winning those clutch situations. They were really taking advantage of little missteps in our playstyle, and that's what they were always going to do. They're just such a smart team with Rev at the head there.
Absolutely. Now, I had mentioned on stream, but it always feels like whenever you guys play each other, particularly on stream, there's always sort of this back and forth where you seem to be adjusting your strats based on what the other did, if it worked or if it didn't work. Is that something that does kind of come through in your mind when you guys play against a team like that you really respect, like TBD? Or
Not necessarily. We'll make little tweaks if our match is like a week apart, we'll make tweaks week to week. Or if in this case it was right after the Yakuza game, like a day
Mhm.
after, we had not too much time to make some tweaks. But we talked about some slight things we want to do differently. But for the most part, we want to play our game and not get too caught up in who's the other team, unless there is some drastic difference in play style.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Zach, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was noticing that you guys play with like a high level of coordination, which seemed to be one of the key parts that allowed you to take down TBD today. Was there any like play or map that you thought of in particular where you guys had gone through the plan and then just as you executed? I mean, there was a couple of just perfectly timed double kills, cross angle snipes. Um, did you have any plays that stuck out in your mind in
I'd
particular?
say game one, after we breached in storefront and got Omerta off of that, and then two of us got picked off on the breach. We ended up in like 2v3. The coordination between the last two alive to pull that round back was phenomenal. Everyone was on page with what we were doing. We knew what we wanted to do when we got it done. I feel like that one really stuck out
Yeah,
because
that was
whenever
the
we're
one where Domsey was on that flank, holding
yeah,
between in the back of the storefront. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. We had kind of commented on it. It was really awesome to see that.
because I feel like once we get to that degree of communication, it doesn't really matter who's out there, how many are out there. We're still taking that round, and there's nothing that can be done about it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the results speak for themselves. How does it feel to be a now two-time Open champion?
Well, it's pretty damn good. Like it feels nice, you know.
Hmm.
Gonna definitely have some extra confidence while I write this paper later today that I put off until today.
Yeah,
Gonna
I relate to that. I have to turn in a midterm in like
yeah
3 hours. So
yeah. There's gonna be a certain swagger to my words,
yeah,
after this one.
yeah. But put at the end, I'm a due process Open champion 2 times.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
deserve
Can I
an
get
A.
some extra credits? Let's
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Prince- Yeah, the psychology of a due process player, baby.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Saichi, for coming up. Congratulations on the big win today. You guys played fantastic. It's always a pleasure to watch you guys play, and I mean, you guys just deliver in all sense. It's the game is so much more exciting to see when you guys are in the server.
Thank you so much.
All right, and then we are once again going to throw over to a quick break, and then we will be back with a member of the base department.
Welcome back. We're here with Rev from the base department. Our second
Howdy.
place finishers here.
How you guys
So,
doing?
so Rev, yeah, as we were were alluding to this, you were going up against Global Breakout. They're one of the higher ranked teams.
The top,
The
no
top, the
question,
highest ranked team.
as
Sure.
proven.
Yes, but so coming into this,
Easily.
did you guys have a particular game plan that you kind of were focusing on when you were going up against them, or you kind of just seeing how things played out?
I mean, first of all, I just want to say it's Sachi's so complimentary, but like everything that he says that we do great, they obviously do better. But the game plan, like fundamentally, like the way that the meta is driven right now is you got to play aggressive and together, and then fall back, and you got that the intelligence behind each plan comes from how they fall back, how they route, and when to do it. And our team is just simply not as good as GB at that yet, right? We're working on it. But that was the goal, right? The goal was halfway through, like we said, okay, this first game we're really throwing. Second game, we have to focus on what we're learning and play like GB plays, fight fire with fire. And it started to work, and we tied the second game. And honestly, I was happy with that. After that tie, I said, you know what? Like, let's just do our best. We proved that we can tie them on stream in the finals. That to me is great, right? I'm happy with that alone. Getting crushed in that first one is no surprise though for me. We knew we always play really poorly in the first game, so that's just sweep that under the rug and look at the second game. But yeah, playing aggressively and playing grouped and calling when to fall back was the main goal.
Nice, yeah. We saw that actually play out into fruition for a couple of times where all of a sudden, Zombie had kind of mentioned it felt a little bit disjointed at the start in that first game, and then we came out into that second series, and all of a sudden, he had even commented that it looked like you were playing much more together and were on the same page. It felt like communication was a little bit of a struggle at the start, but like got really cleaned up in that second game. So, kind of switching into that third game, you guys came out swinging. The rounds are kind of going in your favor.
Yeah.
And I almost was gonna ask Zombie if he was ready to switch his bet.
I see.
But then, like the tides started to turn. What were the kind of the mentals as you guys kind of started getting into the later rounds? Was there something you were trying out, or that you kind of decided that you needed to make happen, or you kind of
Sachi's
just
still
went
in
back
here,
to,
and honestly, I'd ask Sachi that, right? Because it's not like in due process you suddenly change everything when you start winning, right? It's that GB saw that and they smartened up and they went, no, we're not going to let them get away with this, right? And they came back in and they identified what we were doing. So I'd actually ask Sachi what happened that you guys were like, no, that's not that momentum. We're going to cut right in there because it's you guys that keep presenting issues to the player. Your job in new process is show up with a new challenge and then mess up their plan. And you guys did that perfectly, like every single round. So what were those? What would those look like?
So I'm gonna be honest. I was reopening the Twitch chat on on my phone at the beginning of that question.
Okay.
So,
well,
but,
there were points in time when we started to gain the momentum in the third game, but you guys easily were just like, this will mess them up, and then did one of those, So I'm just asking, like, what were some of those moments for you guys where you're like, this will get them,
A lot of it's mostly the drug. Oh, sorry, they're screaming at the puppies in the background. A lot. A lot of it's just the diversity and what we can play call with the players on our roster. We're really comfortable with just playing wildly different round to round.
That's
A lot of people
friggin'
view us as a
annoying.
really aggressive team, but our true play style, I feel, is way more methodical.
No, it is. It's very methodical.
But
Aggression is a blunt word that does describe fundamentally what's happening, but there's like a whole layer of thought behind everything that you guys are doing that I really respect. I think it's really cool.
I think y'all have that pretty down as well. Like looking at the game against Depth, obviously you guys had a pretty slow start there, but you were
Always.
you're able to pull out a lot of
always
a lot of
slow
really
start.
good plays there.
Yeah,
Well,
for
I mean,
sure. Well, I
here's the good
appreciate
news.
that. Thank you.
You got the slow start out of the way with that forfeit early on. Let's look at it that way.
That's true.
That's the new strat.
Okay, we got our first game out. Now they don't even have to see
Let's
our
go.
bad scores in the first one.
Woohoo!
That's exactly right. Oh my goodness.
So we
Do
did
you?
see,
Yeah. Go ahead.
we did end up seeing Chrome Trigger like take a step in there. Did that like
Yeah.
change up the dynamic a little bit as you guys
Mm.
kind of went
100%,
forward too?
right? And it's like it's a double-edged sword when you play Chrome Trigger. But the reason we swapped him in was because Kuko is playing on US Central. Kuko's in Finland.
Sure.
I love Kuko, and he loves to play. But when you're Finnish, you're connecting to US servers. You can have some issues, and he was having those
Sure.
issues.
Certainly.
So he decided to step out. But that's when Chrome was able to play. So we threw him in, and I mean, Chrome is the double-edged sword, as I was going to say, because he has this very like refined style of aggression where he will, and it's more of that blunt aggression, that not the not so methodical aggression where it's, this door is mine, if you push it 2 of you will die. He'll make
Yep.
that gambit, right? But he forces GB into that 50-50 sometimes, where it's like they're playing Chrome, they have an auto, they might be here, they might not be. And so it just, the existence of Chrome in a game is just chaos factor. It just makes it a little bit harder to gauge, I think. That's my theory looking at it, but that's my own team. So Sachi, is that true?
I mean, it's something we were definitely thinking about. It's actually why I made the call to step out, because today I was also dealing with about 300 ping and being on lag detected for rounds at a
Right.
time. So I was
Yeah,
like,
true.
with this added in, we really need someone that's in there for their firepower, you know? And
Gotcha.
like, I can just provide some of what I provide from just watching his POV, right?
Sure, yeah.
And so we brought Render in just entirely for the reason of you guys subbing in Chrome. It was mostly,
Interesting.
all right, we're gonna make a shift on that. We're gonna be able to play more aggressively and knowing that this guy's not gonna be lag detected when he needs to push in on something.
Mm.
And we just kind of let that fall where it was. And it ended up
Yeah.
working out. A lot of the times we put him in aggressive positions.
Hmm.
Like, even when it doesn't work out, he would do like 120 damage on someone or something. So they got him, but that's a lot better than me just being there and like only 2 of my gunshots register, you know? And
Yeah.
he's cracked in his own right too, so he was able to just take over a couple of rounds there.
So yeah, I did want to say, Rev, there was that one clutch play that you pulled out in Bank where
Bank or on Dome?
it was on
That
Bank
one. Oh, I don't want to
where
talk about
all of
that
a
one.
sudden
I
we
don't want to
we
talk about that one.
we
Oh
see
my
them
god.
game we see we see
No.
Akazo throw himself into the button, right?
Yeah.
Gets gunned down, and
Oh
then
my
the
god,
vault's
the comms.
opening. The
Oh my
rest of your
god.
team, one by one, files in and gets slaughtered, and
Yeah.
Domsey is now on the button and
Yeah.
defusing, and I
On the
believe
bomb.
Plebdo is working his way in through the
Yeah.
security as you get on site, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden it's you and him in this 1v1, and you just start. We watch you do like 360s while you're
Yep.
shooting guns. Basically, is what happened there. What
Oh my
happened
god.
there?
So the comms are, wait, they hit the button? Like, it's not clear, right? We didn't know because Omerta had just picked up a couple like picks near the button. We thought
Yep.
that was covered for a moment, but they snuck in. I don't even understand how. I need to look at the VOD, but that button gets pressed and it's just pure shock and terror, right? Because like a second after it's called, they're on the bomb. Like just within that second of when that was called. So the moment we realized that that had happened, I'm just like, I have to beeline it, and we just hope. We just pray, and we just take fights. And the moment I got there, I think Mace says, ignore the guy on your left, kill Bomb, because I don't know if you guys realize, but like Bomb is at like I think 97% or something.
Oh yeah. It
And
was,
I
it was
did
on
not
its way,
process
yeah.
that, and that's why I didn't want to talk about it, because the guy on my left, I took the fight, and thank God I won, and thank God whoever was on Bomb, Domsey I guess, had like no HP left that I was able to just finish him off, because that was not the right play what I did. Learn from my mistake. Even though I won, I played that not very well. So that was a little scuffed, but we did it. We came through.
Yeah,
I I have another
gosh, that
question
was
for
just
you.
crazy.
Yeah.
So my question would be, obviously last tournament you guys came super close to making it to the grand finals, but you lost a close one to, I believe it was Yakuza, right?
Sure, yeah. I don't
And
remember the
so
scores
you
actually,
ended
but
up
yeah.
settling for third place there. How'd it feel to be able to improve on this tournament? You ended up
There's
making it to second. You got to the grand finals, and obviously you
yeah.
you took a game off of 7-1 in the group stage.
Well, that one, no, like that you had issues on your end. I'm gonna concede. I appreciate the kind words, but that game was not fair for you guys necessarily speaking. The rounds that were fair, we did win. I think three of those, and that was, or two, at least two or three of those, which was really nice for us. And by fair, I mean everyone was connected and playing the game and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, like with Yakuza, with you guys, with us, I think there's a rock paper scissors dynamic that's kind of interesting because we struggle against Yakuza sometimes in the same or similar ways that we'd struggle against you guys. But then we can tie you guys, we can beat Yakuza sometimes. It's balanced. Like it goes back and forth. It's not clear. You guys will ultimately win out, I think, but like I think it just comes down to how the Swiss bracket works because we could end up against Yakuza and come in third again. I think like those guys beat us out just with creativity. Sometimes they just pull out like weird strats, and we're like, I don't know. And Ghetto swings around a corner, and he's teleporting, and he's, that's it. But
EU power man.
I feel like they have
power, man.
really
That's why we
good
have
early
Coco.
round coordination.
They do and they don't, right? You can easily see, like I cast the last game, there are moments where you can clearly see Flogel is like shuffling in his place, going, "I want to swing Ikazo in lobby. Team, come help me," and no one's swinging, But they
That's
have
what
those
I'm
moments,
saying.
they're spotty.
It's all early round for them. I feel like it falls apart the later the round is on. Like if you notice them, I think they're probably the best team at setting up wall bangs out of every single team.
Yeah, now that
by
Farrell's gone, I
far.
think that's right for sure. Yeah, I think they're quite good at that. Definitely.
It's definitely something to adjust against because like teams like Depth, teams like you guys, like if there's a barb, it's safe to say that there's probably an auto shotgun near it. But if there's a barb with them, it's probably like, all right, there's 18 people about to bang us through a wall if we go on this. What do we do?
Fair enough. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool that each team has their own like styles, but I think right now with like the limited tools that are in the game, you have one wall charge on attack, and then on defense, you have like just a couple power weapons. Like it's not, it's there. The level of flexibility that teams have on their approaches is, in my opinion, it's getting to that point now where teams like you, or more specifically your team, like I would just say explicitly, your team has now defined like this is how the game is played, this is the meta, right? And so I kind of want to see the game like as it grows, more utility coming in and more like options for players because I think your team when you guys first started as Neo, super creative, always crazy charges, interesting stuff. And even there's rounds where we're like, there was a C-store round we played against you today, and I said they have double charge, but they won't blow storefront. They're going to blow the freezer and the arcade. And I think other teams would have just blown the storefront and one of the two. And I said, no, they're going to blow the two. But we sat there and went, I don't know what to do about that. So we hard called what you did. We just had no idea what to do. We're like, oh my God. So I think it's kind of cool. I want to see that more, but refined. I want to see the game enter a place where teams like yours and Yakuza can just go nuts,
So yeah, on that round, we heavily considered bringing wall charge through arcade and getting into Teller through that way.
Okay,
that would, because we would automatically have button control, but we like and power control and get the same thing. But ultimately, we decided there's so much opportunity for counterplay against that.
Did I knack anyone in the freezer?
You did 7 damage.
No, you did like 7 damage.
Yeah,
you really
did 7 damage to Klepto.
It was a gamble if you were taking cover behind the pallet or not. That was all I could do.
That round was what I call character progression because in an earlier clutch we played against Gnomes last open.
Yeah.
When we 7-0'd them, and on that round we almost lost because I was long arming to the side. And so on this one, I just long-armed as far back so Bathroom couldn't peek me at all, and I was just screaming, EK, look at me! Do you see me go? I'm doing it! Let's go!
Yeah. My team is screaming, don't let EK ace! I'm like, okay, I'll
buy for what it's worth, you didn't. You gave me it. I love that. Thank you so much.
No problem, man.
I appreciate it.
So I wanted to ask one more question just because there was such good clutch plays just from you guys. But like again, now so I am taking you to the factory where you were on that upper deck on Green Tarp, and they had basically you guys had held the mid area. It was the bomb was ticking down, right?
Yeah.
They had pushed in, and you're sitting in Toxic trying to do this like Ingmar fire at them through the tarp play and end up getting the 2 picks as they're trying to defuse the bomb.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Yeah, that one. That felt very good. I'll be honest. That was yeah. Thanks. I forgot about that one. That one was definitely like we can win this game or we can at least tie. That was definitely the moment where we got pretty excited. That one was tough though because at the same time it was like there's always that sort of feeling like you only are in that position because you failed to do something else, right? So you're always being humbled, right? In that situation, I have teammates going, "How did they get across mid to bomb?" And I'm just like, "There is one win condition left. I must go." And I commit, and I'm like, "This is my job. I must do it to a T perfectly, not die." And I have to guess perfectly which side they're on, and it worked. But it's like you don't want to be in that clutch situation. It looks cool,
Right.
and I'm happy it was on stream, but it's like not ideal to give them that ground when we didn't have to necessarily. But that pincer was brutal, right? GB pushes the dock. They have green control. I can just barely pick out some damage at green, and then after that, like I can't peek out of the walkway. I'm sure viewers can't remember the map, but like they put us in a horrible situation. It was a miracle that I pulled it off. I'm happy.
Yeah, well, that was you had Akazo. You ended up having Akazo just holding down that whole south side because he had Saber just waiting there. So it's like, yeah, that's what was one of the things I had said is you were playing off of the office side, right? That left office side, and then all of a sudden the door gets blown. It's like, well, we can't play there anymore because Akazo is going to snipe the shit out of us. So and ends up clearing most of that as they pushed in. So that was like one of those things where you didn't really have a lot of options there as defenders then, and you had fallen back then to the toxic area being like, well, I guess I'm last line defense here, and I gotta guess for the shots on the bomb, right?
Yep. And so yeah, Ikazu, Simber's showing us the video right now, and I'm looking at it, and yeah, it's like the team's like, here's here's one extreme position for defuse, here's the other, and I was like, okay, time to gamble.
That's actually for sure. On that play call itself, it was actually an adaptation of one of the 2 calls that we had before, like when we tried Billboard as our main IGL a while back. So you can see his influence there. He really liked the Doc Red Door. And we've been making some adjustments to how we play Doc, so we were like, all right, we're going to split green on that one. And it ended up not working out because you're just the best.
No.
I was on like
really
300
good.
ping that round, and I just got railed
that.
when I swung off.
No, every day, every moment, every frame that a player watches Plebdo play, you will learn something. Like there is always something happening when you watch Plebdo playing. You can learn so much from watching him. I wish he was the one making videos because I'd be the one learning here. There's so much to learn
if you just saw that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, if there were 2 players, I mean, like, everybody played so good today, and again, there were so many interesting clutch moments. I mean, Mace had a couple of, like, 2, 3, 4 Ks, too, and just, that was just kind of, like, crazy. Playing it, like, people were just playing out of their minds today, which was, like, super fun to see. But, like, I mean, man, Plebdo I just kept saying his name over and over again.
I'm sure you
did. Him and Akazo just were, I could have just...
invincible!
Yeah, it must have been frustrating to play.
Oh, it always is, but whatever. We love the game.
Yeah,
we just keep going.
No,
keep
learning. No, like I said, it was an amazing series and set of games, and to both of you guys, thanks for putting on the show, and congrats to Global Breakout, and
congrats.
TBD. Hopefully, we get to see you guys sticking around and playing together more, and like you said. We've got these 3 really good teams with the Yakuza, yourselves, and Global Breakout, and hopefully we get to see this fight continue and everybody keep getting better.
Yes, couldn't agree more.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I will throw it over to Simber to take us out of here. But for all of us at Due Process League, thanks for so much for joining us. And if you want to, come head over to the Due Process Discord, join and play if you like seeing what we had here on the show for you today. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, thanks for watching,
Maybe
everyone.
There'll even be karaoke.
Thanks for chatting to us, Rev and Chi. It was great to get that insight. And
always a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll be back next month with the next Open and hopefully a community tournament in the middle there. So yeah, just come stop around, watch out. Our Discord's in the chat and everything, and Yeah. See you guys next time.
Bye bye.